much, and welcome to Boston. You're watching the ACC on ESPN, and a Week 12 Saturday brings us to the suburb of Chestnut Hill here in the Commonwealth for the 13th meeting all time between Boston College and Georgia Tech. The Jackets are here off a bye week after their disappointing loss in Raleigh 2 weeks ago to NC State. Brent Key's team's got everything in front of them, not just for the ACC, but the CFP as well. And of course, the senior from Longview, Texas, old rifle slinger named Haynes King is ready to go. And so's Bill O'Brien. It's been a difficult, tough, rugged fall for the second-year Eagle head coach, but his team in their final home game has a chance to play spoiler. And on the doorstep of BC history is Lewis Bond, who with 3 catches today passes Zay Flowers as the school's all-time leading receiver. Here's a quick check of the ACC standings. You know, Week 12 started last night at Louisville. Clemson winning by a point. Tigers 4-4. They're done with the ACC slate. Louisville eliminated from the ACC championship game in Charlotte. Meanwhile, only 2 teams of the one loss control their own destiny. The one at the top and the one that's playing Virginia at this hour in Durham, and that's Manny Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils. Great to be with Steve Adazio and Dana Boyle, West Durham. We welcome you to our coverage here of the Eagles and the Jackets. Interesting team Brent Key's got, suffering their first loss. He said the season's not over because we lost a game. He's focused, his team seems focused, and he's got a terrific quarterback, doesn't he?
He does. Haynes King is certainly one of the elite players, elite quarterbacks, but one of the best players in college football. Certainly at the top of that Heisman list. Why? Because he can beat you with his feet, he can beat you with his arm, and more importantly, he's an unbelievable leader for their football program.
Really sets the table for everything they do, Steve, on both sides of the ball, it feels like.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Great quarterbacks are like high tide. The boats rise up with them. They have that ability, and they call that the it factor. He's got it.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. Look at the company he's keeping. Only 4 guys, the most recent to do this. 200 or more passing, 90 or more yards rushing. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. What do those 3 guys have in common? They all got that trip to the Downtown Athletic Club and the Heisman Trophy. Haynes King wants a crack at that and the ACC championship. Meanwhile, the look here for King, he's coming off a game where offensively, he set a single game record for total offense. They were really good. Defensively, they weren't. Dana Boyle downstairs has Brent Key as he gets ready to kick it off against the Eagles.
Thanks, Wes. Coach Key, your team fresh off a bye week with all your goals still in front of you. What do you need to see from your team this afternoon off the first snap?
Well, we got to take advantage of the opportunity in front of us. All right, we got to show how close we are as a team. While we do this, we do it for each other, we do it with each other, and everybody depends on everybody else.
How do you want to start this game?
Fast and physical.
Thank you.
Go Jackets.
All right, that's Brent Key with Dana Boyle. Dana, thank you very much. Here's Subaru's what to watch for. Well, what's at stake for Georgia Tech? The 10th 9-1 start in school history. The first 9-1 season since 2019. 6 ACC wins would be their most since 2014. They win today and next Saturday against Pitt. They're playing in Uptown Charlotte in the ACC championship game. Well, Boston College, we told you, it's been really bumpy for Bill O'Brien. Some of that's been injury. Some of that has been just bad luck, bad bounces, Steve. And now all of a sudden, they got a chance to play spoiler here today. He talked about how together and how hardworking this football team has been despite the tough year.
Yeah, I mean, Bill is a great football coach. He's the right guy for this job. He's going to guide them through this season. They're going to get better. He's going to add talent to the roster. But he is so proud of this football team, the way they respond, the way they work. And it starts with a great player. And here he is, Wes, Lewis Bond.
Yeah, Lewis Bond, 3 catches away from the great Zay Flowers in career receptions at Boston College, Steve.
No, Zay was such an impact player. What great company for him to be in as an elite first-round draft pick with the Ravens. He is dynamic and a great student of the game.
So Lewis Bond, who is #1 in the ACC and 5th nationally, at 7.3 catches a ball game. You see he is 3 away from Zay Bond. He passed Alex Amadon last week to move into 2nd all-time in career receptions at Boston College. So Boston College won the toss. Georgia Tech will receive. And the Jackets have Shane Marshall deep to return. who averages about 19 yards a return.
I think, Wes, as you heard from Brent Key, Georgia Tech wants to start this game fast and physical. And I think you're going to see them really try to establish their personality here early.
Eagles kick it away, and this will be Marshall at the 2-yard line. Trying to set up something middle of the field, and he'll get to the 20 and spun around toward the 25. The ball popped out, and it was scooped up by a jacket. And continuing upfield, I think, was Maddox, the running back. So Shane Marshall had it knocked loose on the hit here. Wow, look at that.
Crushing hit, and he had the ball held pretty well high and tight, but he got hit hard. What a heads-up play, picking that ball, scooping it, and being able to get a little bit more yards on the return.
You see since October 1st how good Haynes King's been, not just in the ACC, but nationally. Look at those numbers provided this week by Bill Conley on ESPN.com. This is a talented quarterback. He's got Jamal Haynes as his running back, Georgia Tech's first offensive snap. And it's Haynes on the catch. And the Eagles are there quickly to hold it to a 2, maybe 3-yard gain on the play. J.T. Green in the secondary, the first guy there.
They came out early and run that sprint out pass, a nice, safe 1st and 10, control passing game throw. And I think on that play, you'd really like to see Jamal Haynes get vertical quicker and get a couple more yards.
Isaiah Canyon is in the orbit pattern here on 2nd down. They're going to shoot it again here to the near side, and Haynes up the near side. Gets the first down to the 45. Isaiah Ferris knocked him out of bounds, and we'll take a peek every once in a while at the Georgia Tech offensive coordinator. This is Buster Faulkner.
He's a really good coach. Buster, I think, is one of the best coordinators in the country. Just on that play alone, you see how they stretch that field with that bubble.
Here's King looking to throw again. Shoots it middle of the field. Malik Rutherford to catch. And there's a Georgia Tech first down to the Boston College 42. Omar Thornton, one of the big hitters for Boston College on the stop.
One of my dudes, Wes. He is a thumper, man. He's going to let his presence be known in this game. So that'll be interesting to watch these receivers as they catch the ball in the middle of the field.
Snap to King. Eagles bringing pressure. Here's Rutherford trying to sneak through a crack in the wall. Does at the near side and dives to the 32. It's another close to the first down, right on the mark. And let's get to some of Coach's guys here real quick if we can. Guys being dudes, Steve.
Guys being dudes, man. Who are the dudes? Here's one of them right here. Keelan Rutledge. Man, I love this guy. He is a big, thick, burly guard. He's tough as nails. He represents Brent Key's attitude. You got to love him.
King trying to throw. He's going to get hit and sacked. Kamari Dixon, the redshirt freshman, who did not make his debut this year till Pitt and started a couple of weeks ago against Louisville, in for the sack.
Now he, got inside pressure there and came off a block and was able to, you're speaking about my dude right there, he got beat late. And that's a tough sack right there, put him behind. Lost a lot of yards on that play now. I mean, they got to make it back.
And now they're going to throw a flag here for, I think, procedure on Georgia Tech. The referee today, Jerry Magallanes.
Offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Well, that's their center, and he's probably moved that ball a little bit there and got that penalty. It just puts you further behind. I mean, you don't want to be 2nd and 20, man. That's a coordinator's nightmare right now. So, you got to try to just be conscious here to try to get 10 of it back and make your way back into field goal range here.
They're going to counter, and this is Malachi Hosley, and he gets a good bit back. Got 7 right down to the 38. KP Price makes the stop.
Yeah, I mean, they just run a little counter play here. Really well blocked at the point of attack, and he's one-on-one with the safety, which is Omar Thornton, and he made him miss. That's a nice run, but you're looking at 3rd down right now and 15, and that's a really tough down and distance. I wouldn't be shocked to see some sort of little screen action here, something to give him enough plus yards to maybe get him down close to field goal range.
There's the snap. King wants to take the deep shot, looking for Canyon in the end zone, and it got broken up. That was Ferris in coverage. Tried to dial the deep shot to Isaiah Ferris.
This is fantastic defensive coverage play. Look at him get his hand up there last minute, swat the ball down. They're kind of battling each other. I'm not sure who was maybe closer to a little bit of pass interference, offense or defense, but what a defensive play. It's really hard to do, to have the body control like that, get your hand up and knock that down.
Georgia Tech 4 of 9 on 4th down this year. Brent Key's team on the field, 4th and 16. And again, they look to the sideline. They did a moment ago. The play clock is going to expire.
I think they were trying to get a cheap 5-yard offside penalty there, Wes, and see if they could get a little closer.
Penalty, 4th down.
Now they're going to bring out Marshall Nichols, who is an Atlanta native, transferred in from Mississippi State and UNLV. And we'll go back to the 3rd down snap for Haynes King on the throw to Canyon here a moment ago. Steve, they used the clap, and it almost looked like he was still looking to the sideline. Were they trying to catch BC lingering?
Yeah, they were. They're trying to catch him flat-footed a little bit. Those were 2 opportunities they had to try to get some cheap yards there. It didn't work. Now they're punting and obviously try to pin BC deep in their own territory.
And Camella steps up, and boy, what a job Georgia Tech does. Downfield, 37 yards, and they down it right at the 1. Pretty good job by Will Kiker there.
Yeah, what a great job is right. And you know what you see here is really good football. You see the Georgia Tech players not paying any attention to returner. They're going to get their feet set down on the goal line and guard to keep that ball inside the goal line. That is really good special teams.
So Brent Key likes it, and Boston College starts at its 1. And Dylan Lonergan to work, an Atlanta native from Snellville and Brookwood High School. Of course, transferred from Alabama. He wants to throw on 1st down, and it's almost picked by Rodney Schelling.
Wow, Rodney Schelling was all over that one. That was a dangerous throw. You can't be late with those flat balls, and he read the eyes of the quarterback and broke on that ball. Here you're going to see it right here. He's got his eyes right there. Look at him break on the ball because quarterback was staring him down. That could have been a pick 6. I think you're going to see BC try to run this out of here.
Turbo Richard in the backfield with Lonergan. They'll hand him the ball, and not much there. So now it is 3rd and 9, maybe 8.5. Dylan Lonergan, of course, last 3 games, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You see against SMU, 232 on 25 of 37. He's had 5 games with 20 or more completions this season.
Well, I mean, this is a really tough down and distance here. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and you're backed up like this. You got to be careful you don't get a holding penalty in the end zone, and maybe just try to get a couple more yards out here. Now they're going to throw it.
They are going to throw it. Middle of the field, looking in. It's caught. Coming forward is Reed Harris. Open field for Harris and into Georgia Tech territory. Backed up against the wall. They strike on the crossing route to the young man from Montana, Harris, and it's 67 yards.
I mean, they let the middle of the field. Linebackers didn't get enough depth under the route, and they're able to hit a dig route. And then Reed Harris is a guy that Georgia Tech better be concerned about right now in these long balls. He's a guy that's got great range.
What a boost for Boston College early. Deep in the own territory. Long throw, Lonergan. That's Turbo Richard, and he'll get wrestled to the ground by Omar Daniels.
That's a great job of BC of flipping the field here and getting field position, getting momentum. And back on the replay here, he's wide open. Like I said, the linebackers did not get underneath that route, and the safeties voided the zone, and he's off for a big explosive play and really changed the field position in this game for Boston College.
Man from Great Falls, Montana, the redshirt sophomore at 6'5", Reed Harris. Now 2nd down. Here's Lonergan again, trying to slip it to Richard, and he's knocked down immediately. And that is E.J. Lightsey, the linebacker.
BC's coming out throwing in this game, that's for sure, right? Yep. And now they got another 3rd and long now at 3rd and 8. Last time they converted a big play to Reed Harris, and here they have confronted with another. You don't want to make a living on 3rd and long all day long. The odds say not going to go in your favor, but so far, one for Boston College. Here they go again right now. And on this side of the field, if they get half of it, they'll probably go for it on 4th down.
Richard stays in the backfield with Lonergan. They're going to throw here. Pressure coming. He'll shoot it, and beyond the reach of Lewis Bond, incomplete. Zach Tobey in coverage. He's starting at the corner opposite Rodney Shelley today. So Lewis Bond, who's 3 away from becoming Boston College's all-time leader in receptions rather.
Well, Lewis, that time on that route you saw, I think he might have got held a little bit at the top end of that route, and that's why the timing was off right there. And you saw that, so they got away with one, Georgia Tech, on that one.
Eric Rivers hasn't had many returns, averages 14 yards on punt returns, and this one is lifted right up the chimney, and Rivers will ask for and make the fair catch at the 17-yard line. So each team is kind of threatened here. Big play by BC to get off the back step. Cannot convert there. Scoreless so far.
Since I came back here, since I was named the head coach here, Kelly, outside of the time with my family, every waking second of my life is going towards building this program to get to the point that it is right now. Slice me open and see what colors I bleed.
Question asked earlier this week of Georgia Tech head coach Brent Key when his name has surfaced for other vacancies in college football. His team in a scoreless game. Malachi Hosley bangs away. Gets about 5 on first down. Sedarius McConnell the tackle. Steve, I will ask you, as a former head coach in this league, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better fit to coach that particular school than this guy.
And you're right on the money. That's what it's all about, fit. And both these coaches are fits at their respective schools. And ADs need to pay attention to that because that matters.
Here is Haynes trying to get the run game going. And Boston College, who is 17th in the ACC and 99th nationally, allowing 168.5 yards on the ground, is right around the jacket street. 3rd down and 4.
This is a big 3rd down for Georgia Tech. They need to get a conversion here, move the chains, and start to reestablish some offensive momentum. Otherwise, this starts to be a punt back and forth deal. And, you know, I think that's not the way that Brent Key wanted this game to start. So this is a critical 4th and 4.
Here goes King to his right, crossing route. Oh, Isaiah Canyon reached down, picked it up, and will be thrown down at the 40-yard line by Max Tucker. But that's enough for a Georgia Tech first down. And Canyon, really pretty grab here.
Oh, this is a great catch. Look at him, low hand, scoop that ball, which was kind of nose diving down, and have the presence to get vertical and continue to get yards. I mean, that's a heck of a play, and that's what you need to do. Help. The quarterback has to help the receivers have to help the quarterback, and that's that synergy that you got to see on offense.
So 1st and 10, Georgia Tech at its 40-yard line. King will sprint out, and this is Rutherford, another catch, and he'll drive it up the field. Get knocked out of bounds near another first down.
Yeah, that's a really cool play right there. Kind of a naked off of a gap scheme.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where Buster Faulkner, I think, is so good. I mean, he's just got a lot of creativity in his offense, a lot of misdirection, and you've got to have, there's a lot of things that are going to really influence the eyes of Boston College on defense, and that's what makes it hard.
1st and 10, another throw on the perimeter. And that time, digging through Zion Taylor. That's the sophomore redshirt from Norcross, Georgia, who had 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown 2 weeks ago in Raleigh.
That was just, Wes, that was 1 block away. That was a quick jailbreak screen where the lineman released, and it was just 1 block by the right tackle, Carney, and that thing was gone.
Haynes King, 7 of his first 8 for 69 yards. Gonna run it straight ahead. Look out, this is Hosley, Malachi Hosley inside the 30 down to the 27 of Boston College. Tackle made by Max Tucker, and now all of a sudden the Jackets are starting to get a little rhythm offensively, it feels like.
Well, this is what BC was worried about, is Georgia Tech's gap schemes, and they call it C-gap plays. And that's what they hit, was a gap scheme right there, and got that ball up on the second level. That was well blocked, well run play, and another good call. First down inside the high red.
That's Rutherford in motion. Going to hand it to Hosley. Here goes Malachi Hosley at the 10, the 5, and a touchdown. 27 yards.
Well, it's once again, boy, they've decided they're going to run these gap schemes. That's a counter play. And Halsey hits that A gap on the counter play. And boy, when you can run the ball and you're in the red zone, that's tough on the defense. And I said earlier, I talked about the high red zone. That's just outside the 25-yard line. Well, from there, they rip off this big-time run. And I'll tell you what, they're blocking people right now. BC's going to have to shore those gaps up and stop the bleeding on the run game.
7 plays, 83 yards. The point after by Aiden Burr is good. And it's Malachi Hosley, a year ago, the Ivy League Player of the Year.
That's a big hole right there, Wes. Coming right at you. Good run.
Well, Bill O'Brien and Brent Key, this is not their first rodeo together. How about 25 years ago, even longer? Bill O'Brien, running backs coach for George O'Leary in Atlanta at Georgia Tech, and who was the starting guard and team captain in 2000? Old number 70 from Clay, Alabama.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look at those pictures, Wes, and you say, boy, this head coaching gig ages, guys.
Is that what you say?
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Like my picture.
Well, Dana and I've seen pictures of you before you were a head coach.
That's the mustache, Steve.
Yeah, where's the mustache, Adazio?
I don't know. Maybe I got to grow back and comb it up over my head. I don't know.
One of the things that Brent Key did say about Bill O'Brien is that he learned the toughness, how that shows up on tape. He said, I have the utmost respect for Coach O'Brien and his journey. He used to drive him around when he was a GA.
Oh, yeah.
Brent Key was on his official visit. How cool is that?
Oh, it's amazing. The journey of coaches. Kick through the end zone, and it will mean Boston College starts at its 25. Don't forget, one more game coming your way tonight. We'll send you to Tallahassee. ACC Primetime presented by ServPro tonight. Philip Montgomery and Virginia Tech. Mike Norvell and Florida State. Both teams still trying to gain bowl eligibility. 7:30 kick tonight from the Doak. Here on ACC Network and always on the ESPN app. There's Chris Winkie, by the way. I tell you what, that 2000 Georgia Tech team had some coaches on it too, by the way.
Oh, man. No doubt.
That's Chudzinski in motion. And they're going to get it to Richard. No, that's McDonald here on the near side with the carry. 5, not 2. And knocked out of bounds after a gain of 2, maybe 3. That 2000 team, the offensive coordinator was Ralph Friedgen.
Wow.
The defense coordinator was Ted Roof, later a head coach in the league. One of the GAs on that team was Shane Beamer.
Wow. Cradle of coaches. I tell you what now, a couple of those guys, real tough coaches too. Now you see where Bill, and Brent get their toughness from.
Yep. Inside, this is McDonald trying to gain some footing, and he's going to be short. It'll be 3rd and about a yard for Boston College.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1, and that was some strong running. And I'll tell you what, I think I'd hand him the ball one more time and see if he can get this 1 yard here.
Another
he
guy.
Looks strong.
There are enough BC guys from the Atlanta area who probably got a little more steam in their stride against this team than they may otherwise, Steve,
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
McDonald, a transfer from UCF, stays in the ball game. He's an Atlanta product, as is Lonergan. Here goes McDonald crashing over the 35. That'll be enough for the Eagle, 1st down.
Wes, it's another Atlanta football guy came out. The next president here, Father Jack Butler. He's a product of Atlanta high school football.
Wow.
So, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of ties. We had a lot of guys from there.
Jeremiah Franklin, the tight end, in motion. Dylan Lonergan in BC, and we got some early movement there, and it looks like that Ronald Triplett may have jumped. And that'll give BC a free 5.
Offside, defense, number 24. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Triplett, 5th-year senior from Houston.
Now, these are the penalties you got to avoid. These no talent issues that, you know, you just are mental lapses, and you can't have them. So now it's a whole different deal on 1st and 5.
Now remind people why you say no talent.
No talent means it doesn't take any talent to stay on side.
Yeah.
That's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. It just takes focus and concentration.
Lonergan faked it to McDonald, kept it to the near side. He got knocked out of bounds by Lightsey, but let me tell you this, McDonald sold the fake so good that about 4 jackets hit him head on.
Yeah, wow. Well, they don't expect him to be carrying the ball in some sort of read zone and pulling it, but there was a little bit of a late hit at the end of that play there. I'm surprised that didn't get called. Second and real short here.
In the pistol is Lonergan. Clock winding down inside 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. The Hosley touchdown, the only marker in the ball game. Going to hand it to McDonald, and he will have the first down to the 48 for Boston College. So let's go back to the Lonergan keeper here on the replay, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, maybe I'm being hypersensitive, but that's marginal. I mean, usually going to protect quarterbacks, but I understand, no call. You know, you look at it. Just trying to, those guys take a lot of shots.
Only 1 target today for Lewis Bond, who needs 3 to become Boston College's all-time leader in receptions. He and Harris to the top of your screen here on the 1st and 10 play. Lonergan looks that way. Going to throw. That's Bond. The catch. He'll get about 4, maybe 5 yards. Jai Gilmore has returned to the lineup. He did not play the last 2 ball games, including the loss at NC State 2 weeks ago. He had 11 tackles at Duke in Georgia Tech's big win there. The absence of Amari Harvey and Jai Gilmore were also complications in the loss to NC State.
No question. I mean, those guys are key building blocks in that defense, so having them back is critical.
Here's Turbo Richard on 2nd down. He'll fire through the left side. Richard at the 20. And Turbo Richard inside the 10 before he's taken down by Butler.
That's a great run by Turbo, just running a little wide zone play, and it's extremely well blocked. You see right here, great block on the edges here. Jude Bowery, the left tackle. I mean, they created a great alleyway for him to put his foot in the ground, get vertical, go down the sideline.
1st and goal now for the Eagles, who've had some struggles in the red zone. And there's Richard. A couple of yards there. They've only scored 40 points in the first quarter this year.
Now this, you know, it's a little inside zone play where they're trying to create some double teams and really go downhill. Inside the 4 here, or at the 4 yard, inside at the 3, I'm sorry. And red zone struggles have been there, Wes, all year, and here they are again.
Yep.
They need to convert on a touchdown here, and I would sense they would run this in right now, but I don't know. That back is up pretty close. They might be throwing it.
Snap to Lonergan. He's going to boot and reroute here to the right. String it all the way out. Eifert is there, and they're going to rough Lonergan down to the ground at the 4. Kyle Eifert, the linebacker, led the way. Jai Gilmore helped out. Steve, I think you had a plan there. They were trying to create a 2-way, it looked like. Either run it or throw it.
Yeah. But as you're going to see on this play, replay now, Kyle Eifert is going to hold, and then he is going to surge and make a big hit on the quarterback.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium. I just spoke with Boston College head coach Bill O'Brien. He told me we have to score here because defensively, we're going to have a hard time stopping Georgia Tech's offense in the second quarter.
Well, and they're holding personnel, Dana, to that point. And now going to send Lonergan and Richard back into the mix. And they have also deployed Ty Lockwood and Jeremiah Franklin. So that, Steve, to your point here, we're in 2-down territory, it feels like.
Oh, yeah, I think you got to take 2 downs. You got to score a touchdown here. That's Bill's mindset, and it would be mine too.
10th play of the drive. And they're going to hand to Richard, and Turbo Richard taken down at the 1. First guy there was Jordan Vandenberg.
I asked Bill in the meetings about Turbo, Richard, Jordan McDonald, because I thought Jordan, as the bigger back in these situations, would be the right back, but he felt confident in whoever back was in the game. It doesn't matter, we're going to roll with it. So, you know, here we have, you know, Turbo in the game in these short yardage situations. They're back in the gun. I think they'll run it here. I think for a lot of reasons.
Here's Lonergan handing to Richard. He's in. Touchdown for Boston College.
BC needed to do that. For the mentality of who they are, who they want to be, they needed to be able to knock that defensive line off the line and go in the end zone, run, score a touchdown. That's going to put a little bit of juice in this Boston College program right now. You can see Coach O'Brien's sideline was pretty excited about that. It's a nice response to Georgia Tech.
Turbo Richards got his 6th touchdown run of the year. 11 plays, 75 yards in 5:40 for the Eagles score. Luca Lombardo to try the point after. He's been perfect all year and remains so. So Turbo Richard out of Charlotte pushes it in on a 3rd and goal. And Boston College, a 4th and goal rather. And Boston College and Georgia Tech are tied early 2nd quarter. Oh yeah, right off Com Ave is where we are. Chestnut Hill. Boston College, Georgia Tech tied at 7. And the Jackets wait on the kick. Shane Marshall from the 3. Here's Marshall at the 20 and out to about the 24-yard line, down to Dana.
Well, Wes and Steve, one of the more profound things that came out of our coaches meeting with head coach Bill O'Brien this week was the fact that this team has a no-quit mentality despite the 1-9 record. He said, I have a lot of respect for the guys on this team and the way that they practice. They had an opportunity to fold their chairs, and they've stuck with it. Again, it's senior night. They're all playing for each other out here.
Well, that's part Dana being that BC man, something that's so important here. And it's character, it's toughness, it's passion. And BC players are not going to quit. That's not going to happen. They're going to battle, and they're going to fight.
Steve, anybody that's followed ACC football knows you coached here. You know about this institution as well as anybody who sees the ACC. You said already Bill O'Brien's a perfect fit here. He talked about it emotionally. You know, he had relatives that played football here. His wife went to school here, that kind of thing. You see the alignment. You mentioned Father Jack, who's the incoming president, right, here at BC. You see the alignment with Blake James and Bill O'Brien being a positive for this program, don't you?
I don't think there's any question. I think they're going to build Boston College and keep getting better, and I think great days are ahead.
Yeah. Here's Haynes King and Georgia Tech in a tie game. And Jamal Haynes pushes it forward for a couple of yards. Oh, no, that's Traylon Maddox, I believe, who's come in the ball game. Maddox, 23, who picked up the loose change on the kick, by the way, to start the ball game and pushed it out over the 30.
This BC defense looks like got a little more pep in their step right now.
Yeah.
They're playing at a higher level here.
Play fake by King. He's loading and throwing. Deep ball, that's Eric Rivers, and he hangs on. What a catch by Rivers at the 26 with Isaiah Ferris draped on him.
How about that ball by Haynes King, huh? Wow. Go up and get the ball. Nice job, receiver. Oh man, that was good football right there, guys.
48 yards, and now Maddox fumbled the ball, and BC's recovered. Thornton knocked it loose, and Bryce Steele, I think, fell on it. And for Georgia Tech, it's just their 7th fumble of the year and their 10th turnover.
Omar Thornton came up and made a textbook tackle. You're going to see it right here, number 0. He's going to come in here, wham! He put his hat right on that football, knocked it right out of there. Big turnover for Boston College and a tough deal for Georgia Tech, who's had a big explosive play for momentum. Look at that tackle. Look at that hit. That's why that guy's going to play at the next level. He's a violent player.
Yep. Thornton, who has the reputation as a hitter, gives Lonergan and the Eagles the ball off their own 26, and now Lonergan looking to flee the pocket, and a catch is made, and coming across the field, that's Dawson Pugh, a young freshman from Leesburg, Virginia, who's really come on in the last 4 ball games for the Eagles.
Made a nice low grabbing catch there and put him in great down and distance, second and long one.
Tied at 7, and Boston College to work here now with some real momentum. Not only the touchdown by Richard, but now a turnover by Georgia Tech.
Wonder if they'll take a shot here. You know, after that, putting him, they've got a down to burn here.
Lonergan wants to throw. That's Bond, and he dropped it. It's incomplete to Lewis Bond.
That was a really good throw, and that's just a drop, and that's uncharacteristic. You know, Lewis Bond is a playmaker for this team, and that's a shame. That was a wide open play, Wes.
And he would have tied the all-time receptions mark with Zay Flowers had he hauled that in.
I'm sure
1 to tie and 2 to break the record.
I'm sure they're going to run it here, Wes, and then it'll be interesting to see if they don't get the first down. Will Bill go for it?
They're going to hand to Richard, and Turbo Richard is short.
I think Bill's going for it here. It's going to be short in inches to go. And you know what I'm going to say, Wes?
Oh, you want to go for it?
I say go for it. Oh, I'm wrong.
And Amari Harvey made the stop for Georgia Tech. They welcome him back to the lineup. Stephen Dana, we saw Amari Harvey get hurt in the Virginia Tech game in Atlanta, and there was a fear that he was lost for the season. An amazing, amazing recovery by Harvey.
Nice play by Harvey, yeah.
So here is the punt, and this is Seamus Florio. And Eric Rivers makes the catch. Rivers tried to keep his feet, and the tackle is made on punt cover by the Eagles. 47-yard punt, and BC frustrated a moment ago on the miss on 3rd down. Bill O'Brien fired up. 7-all ball game. Well, 11 years ago, the annual red bandana game tradition at Boston College began under our friend here, Coach Adazio. The team honoring 9/11 hero Wells Crowther, the uniforms, and then they backed it up. 37-31 that night. They beat Southern California. Tyler Murphy, 191 yards, including the 66-yard touchdown. It's one of the many traditions here at Boston College, and so is Charlie Camella, who's wearing the Jay McGillis 31 today, Steve.
No question. And what a beautiful tribute to Wells Crowther, and a big win for us. And then, of course, we saw Charlie Camella wearing the 31 Jay McGillis jersey for a big play on the punt cover.
Yeah.
So what 2 back-to-back great traditions here at Boston College. Tom O'Brien's in the house. Tom Coughlin's in the house. A lot of good memories for BC fans.
9 yards for Malik Rutherford. Charlie Camella made the tackle there. He'll wear the 31. It says McGillis on the back of the jersey. And, of course, the J Fund is something that's very near and dear to all Boston College folks. Here's Haynes King. This might be his first run of the game, and I'm not even sure it was supposed to be a run. It's a bailout to me, and he got the first down to the 27. At least on the surface, it looked like a busted play. Boykin made the stop.
Yeah, it's supposed to be some form of cute counter, but I don't know where Haynes was going.
Yeah.
I don't know if he made the mistake or what happened there, but it clearly was a breakdown.
So that's the first time he's carried the ball. He was sacked once earlier, and that goes in the rush category. I'd like to see, by the way, just a paperwork thing, but I'd like to see that gone in college athletics, in college football. The NFL does not tag a runner for a quarterback for sack yardage. Here's King, going to hand it straight ahead, and this is Hosley, who's got the touchdown for Georgia Tech. Punches it for a couple of yards to the 29. So these two coaches who both want tough physical football, they're kind of settling in here, and the game's going to grind at you a little bit, it feels like, at least for a while, right?
Yes. I think they both have a mentality, the same mentality. They want to, who's going to be the more physical team, who can run the football better, but at some point it's going to break, and you're going to see some explosive passes and runs. And we saw one, but they turned the ball over Georgia Tech.
Yep. Here goes Georgia Tech, and this is Rutherford breaking free. On cue, the explosive Malik Rutherford, can he get to the house at the 10, the 5, and he does. It's a touchdown for Georgia Tech, and it's 71 yards for Malik Rutherford.
You know, you're just what they're going to throw just a little bit of a jailbreak again where the lineman released down the field. He breaks a tackle. There's some good perimeter blocks by some receivers, and he shows his speed. He's off and running. Look at the better angle here. He breaks that first tackle, but watch Rutherford put the Jets on here right now. He outruns the Boston College defense, and those are the explosives that take the sting out of you and shift momentum.
4 plays, 84 yards inside 2 minutes, 71 yards to Malik Rutherford. And Haynes King along the way has thrown his 10th touchdown pass of the year. Malik Rutherford wins a sprint, and Georgia Tech goes back in front here at Chestnut Hill.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
14-7 Georgia Tech, career-long touchdown pass Haynes King, career-long catch for Malik Rutherford, Steve.
Yeah, no question about it. They're going to throw a little bubble here, and you're going to see these linemen all release, and that little jailbreak bubble here is going to hit like a punt return, get vertical, and it's going to be down the field for a touchdown. Really well executed here. A lot of blockers, a lot of big bodies out front. Everybody trying to get a man and clear a lane for that punt return style play.
Burr to kick it away. There'll be no return by the Eagles. TJ Green watches it sail through the end zone. Don't forget, Week 12 in the ACC, a full day of football for you. We'll finish the night with ACC Huddle final score. Tune in after the Hokies and Knowles tonight for all the day's highlights. You'll hear from key players and coaches, and more ACC Huddle final score completes your day right here on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. So it's a 4-play explosive for Brent Key. You see they've got 2 passes and now a run in that category. Mekhi Dodd has come in the ball game, freshman from here in Massachusetts. Going to see some action now at the running back spot. They're going to hand the ball to Dodd, and they were excited to see the 6', 210-pound freshman. Is it Mattapan, Massachusetts, Steve? Right? Mattapan.
Mattapan.
Thank you. And Dodd picks up right at 4. And this is a guy now, because we're in the final 3 games of the year for Boston College, final 2 games of the year for Boston College. It's a kid that can play and keep his red shirt, Steve.
No question. This is where you get some experience. Doesn't cost you anything. It's all good for young players, and that rule's a good rule that got instated.
They're going to hand it to him one more time. Marker thrown on the play. Eford hit him head on, shy of the 30. And I think he'll get to the 30. But a marker, and let's see what Jerry Magallanes' crew has for us.
Holding, defense, number 7. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's on Akello Stone. And Stone is back in the lineup tonight for Georgia Tech. He played against NC State a couple of weeks ago, missed the 3 previous games.
That's an odd call.
It is.
I'm just trying to process that right now.
Don't see it often, do you?
No, I'm not really sure where that occurred. I'm sure it did. The officials, that's an odd call to make. They must have saw it clean.
Yep. Typically when those do, they're pretty clear cut, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Here's Bond through the formation. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 40. Lonergan looking to throw. Up in the pocket, and he'll shoot it in the flat. And that's the tight end, or the wide receiver, Dawson Pugh, who's it. And let's go back to the Stone defensive hold here. That's Logan Taylor he's wrestling with. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You know, they're probably saying he's trying to keep him off the linebacker. I think he's just trying to defeat a block, but sure, I don't know. You don't see that called very often. In either case, First down.
And now Lonergan going to keep it on the read play again. And boy, it took a lick that time. Jackets got there in a hurry. First guy there was Bradford.
I mean, I'm just shocked we're seeing these read plays out of Lonergan. You know, that's not his style of play. I mean, it's kind of odd to me.
Yeah, Dylan Lonergan is in an interesting situation here because essentially his keeps on the read play are off script. That's not what has happened in the past, right? It's either a throw or a give.
Right, now they're running the read zone, and but you know, maybe they feel like it's when they need to do. They said he's more athletic than people think.
McDonald's come back in as the running back here on second and the full 10. Lonergan to throw, and he'll dump it to Bond. That's the catch that'll tie Zay Flowers, and he got enough for the first down.
You know, one thing that's amazing me right now is BC's offensive line is doing a really good job of pass protection, and Georgia Tech's not getting any rush.
Correct.
And he's standing back there unimpeded, scanning the field, and I think this kid, when that happens, he's a good quarterback with great arm and vision. But you got to, Georgia Tech's going to have to get him off his spot.
So Lewis Bond has tied Zay Flowers now in career receptions with 200 on his second catch there for the first down. McDonald trying to get left side and knocked down quickly. Clayton Powell Lee makes the stop. That's a run of about 4.
Now they ran a little corner fire that time from the boundary, trying to add an extra hat to put a little either pressure on a throw or add a hat on a box, because I think they're feeling Georgia Tech right now like we've got to get Lonergan off his spot, and so you might start to see a little bit of blitzing.
So Pugh and Bond go to the far side. They take Harris to the near side. They've got the third tight end in the ball game. Here's Lonergan hit as he throws and overthrows Turbo Richard. So now it'll be third down.
As I said, they brought pressure from the field, and that influenced that throw. And you're going to see the hit right here that he's going to take from inside and pressure from outside, and throws off mark, and that puts him in a 3rd and 7. And this is going to be an interesting call for Boston College. I'm sure they're going to drop back throw here and try to maybe hit an in-breaking dig route. You saw Reed Harris before on that underneath the safety dig route, or Lewis Bond. Look like they're doubling Lewis. So let's see what happens.
Lonergan looks, shoots. That's Chudzinski to catch. A flag has been thrown across the way. There are 2 flags now thrown. One at the 28 and another one back inside the 15. It would be a first down if all things are equal here. Or we'll replay it. And Jerry Magallanes sorting it out.
Well, I'm guessing that last flag is some sort of targeting, but I don't know that I saw a targeting, but let's see. It happened fast.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Illegal touching offense number 85 was covered up, went downfield and caught the pass. Personal foul, defense targeting number 27. The previous play is under further review.
Okay, so the targeting call is against Tay Harris, the talented freshman from Cedartown, Georgia.
That's not targeting. That's going to get overturned.
Okay.
So, you know, you watch that right here. Now that is a shoulder hit underneath in the pad level, to me anyways.
Right.
Hey, you know what, Wes? We watch these sometimes and you feel like you know what you're looking at and you're wrong, but I think that's going to get overruled. And then, of course, the penalty on BC will be enforced.
And it makes it 3rd and 11, Steve.
Yeah.
On the illegal touch. Oh, what a Jai Gilmore. Tell you what. Big lick by Gilmore.
Well, they're taking a lot of time looking at this, so I'm getting nervous that I jumped out and made what I said here, but I'm sticking to it. Let's see what happens, but that's usually when they watch it that long.
Well, remember, too, as we found out when we have access to the Game Day Operations Center, there's a little bit of game maintenance that has to occur here.
Yeah.
You got to get the spot of the ball, the timing right.
Right.
All those things.
No question. That may be what they're talking about, but it seems to me it's going on for quite a while.
Yeah. Now he lowers his head, but no forcible contact to the head or neck.
Yeah, I think he hit him with his shoulder personally.
Right.
After further review, there is no targeting on the play. However, illegal touching offense number 85 will be enforced. 5-yard penalty, loss of down, 4th down.
So there you go.
That's a big play right there. Yeah.
First penalty of the day on Boston College is a dagger to the possession.
You're going to watch right now.
He's covered up.
Yeah, I mean, Chudzinski's covered up, and this is clear as day. That's just an error in alignment, and those are the things that, like I say, those no talent things. That doesn't take talent. It's not Chudzinski's fault. It's the receiver's fault. And here we go. You know.
And those are the type things that I know have frustrated Bill O'Brien and his team. It's not just coaches only conversation.
Right.
The players know it as well.
No question. You know, and mental errors. And now look what happened here, right? I mean, they go from what potentially could be inside the red zone to now out of it and punting with no field goal, no touchdown, no nothing, right? So, I mean, that's tough. Those are hard things to overcome.
Jamal Haynes will wait. Florio tries to hang it up in the air. He will run off from it, and it's going to take a bounce. Look at that. Boy, is that nice. And Charlie Camella, wearing the Jay McGillis jersey, downs the ball right around the 6-yard line. Well, Bill O'Brien, head and hands as we watch the sunset in downtown Boston. Well, we've already told you it's a busy week 12 in the ACC over on ESPN2. Mike Monaco, Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport are there. Virginia leads Duke 7-3. They're underway at the Hard Rock. Mark Jones and Roddy Jones are there with Quint Kesnick. Canes already leading 17-0 on the Wolfpack. Clemson, of course, a winner last night. Notre Dame beat Pitt earlier today, and North Carolina Wake Forest just underway in Winston-Salem. Georgia Tech from its 6, and Malachi Hosley going to work. And he'll get 4 on the first down carry. So Georgia Tech leading by a touchdown. By the way, Malik Rutherford already, if I'm reading this correctly, Malik Rutherford's already over 100 yards receiving and a receiving touchdown in the first half. He's the first Georgia Tech player to do it over the last 10 seasons. Wow. How about that? Of all the players, look at King, a long shot throw, and Rivers the catch.
I mean,
Haynes King showing you some wares here now, Steve.
I'm just going to say that. I mean, he's showing you his arm talent, and one of many reasons why he should be going to New York for that Heisman. And there it is on display. And, you know, he's been a little quiet tonight, but look for him. Pretty soon we're going to see one of those Haynes King runs, okay, where he's out the gate.
Here goes Rutherford again around the corner, and Malik Rutherford made a couple guys miss and taken down at the 34. First down for Georgia Tech.
Well, Wes and Steve, Haynes King told me this week that Week 10 loss to NC State left him sick to his stomach, and he said it was a perfect opportunity for everybody, regardless of role, to look in the mirror and really reevaluate. He said everybody leveled up their preparation during the bye week, and you can see why here.
Yeah, Dana, he's a leader. That sounds typically Haynes King right there, which is one of the great leaders in college football.
Going to hand it to Jordan Allen now around the edge. That's the freshman from Buford High School in the Atlanta area. McConnell knocked him out of bounds. Steve, I give Buster Faulkner a lot of credit. He and Brent Key, Chris Winkie, of course, who works with the quarterbacks. Jeep Wade coaches the line. These guys know how to move the football around to people. I mean,
they do. Yeah, they get it to their playmakers, and that's what you got to do, and they do it all kinds of different ways, throwing it, reading it, handing it. It's very impressive.
There's Haynes in motion. King to fake. Going to throw it. Coming back here to the near side is Rutherford. Or no, that's Taylor. Zion Taylor, 9, not 8. And Omar Thornton again. Sophomore from Carver Ranches, Florida.
All over the field, making tackles, sideline to sideline, and when he has a chance to hit him, he hits him with force. Put him in a 3rd down now and 3. This is an interesting down. This could be a down where Haynes King has a Q run here, whether it be a Q draw, whether it be a Q counter. This could be that, or maybe a sprint out pass, you know. But I think it's some sort of run pass option or Haynes King run.
You see where Haynes King is on 3rd and 3, and look who's got the football, and he is right at the mark for the first down and has it. Griffin Collins, true freshman from Longmeadow, Mass, makes the tackle. But Steve, great call, and we showed you the numbers on 3rd down and 3 or less.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he's the bell cow. He's the guy. You know, you want the ball in his hands in the most critical situations. We're going to see that time and time in this game as it moves forward. He's going to get more and more involved. Might be time, Wes, for a shot down the field next. A little play action shot.
11 of 12 passing is King for 203 yards, and Georgia Tech's going to wait on the 2-minute timeout. 14-7 the Jackets lead. Brent Key's got all 3 of his timeouts. So does Bill O'Brien. And the Jackets the football when we come back. All right, Zubin, thanks. Coach Clausen, Tom Luganbill there.
You know what, Wes?
Yes, sir.
A little while ago, we saw the sun setting over Boston.
Yeah.
If there's a better place in America to be than Boston, Massachusetts, that was just spectacular. Dana, don't you think?
I mean, I was going to say Florida because it's a little warmer, but you're not going to like that.
McConnell, by the way, the takedown. Sedarius McConnell got Jamal Haynes almost on the sprint. And Georgia Tech takes the time. Boston College takes the timeout with 1:50 to go. Not a face mask. We'll show you here. Got him right on the edge of the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
And the game was up.
That was a misread by Haynes King on that play. That had a counter component to it. He's reading the end and probably should have kept the ball.
So Georgia Tech will have it 2nd and long. And here's Haynes King already. Steve, we saw the sprint out throws early here today.
Yes. Then the shot down the field for a big hit. Good catch. No question. Another naked off a gap scheme.
Yep. Then he threw the jailbreak to Rutherford for the touchdown.
Critical first down run by him. I mean, he's got his hands on everything.
Yeah, 11 of 12. You see remember the sack goes into that total in the run game.
I hate that.
That's why I said.
I know. I am with you.
I think they ought to take it out of college football. They do in the NFL. I think they should do it in the college game too. 2nd and 11. Play fake. King wants to throw here. Now running from trouble to his right. Pumps, comes near side and got shoved out of bounds. And that was Owen McGowan who knocked him out at the 48. So Georgia Tech's going to have a full 7 for a first down here.
Owen McGowan is from Catholic Memorial, really a good player. You see him really run down that play. I mean, Haynes King's got some wheels too.
Yeah.
And really stopped that from being anything sizable. Put Georgia Tech in a 3rd and 8, which again, you know, those are loser downs. So this is going to be big. Georgia Tech wants to keep the momentum going. They're going to have to try to convert here.
King shoots it incomplete. Trying to go to Canyon. He was battling with Max Tucker, and I think Haynes King took a shot as he cut it loose.
Yeah, there's no question. Quintavious Hutchins got his pads at the last second and spun that pad. That's what threw that pass off right there. Lucky that that floater didn't get picked off, because that's what can happen sometimes when a quarterback gets disrupted in the middle of throwing it. Nice play by Quintavious Hutchins on that.
9 plays. And here's the punt. And oh boy, Georgia Tech's going to trap this inside the 10. Charlie Camella got out of the way on the Marshall Nichols punt. Boy, Nichols has been such a weapon for Brent Key this year. His 48-yard average coming into today, by the way, is the best since Presley Harvin in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a weapon. Special
or
teams,
2020,
man.
I should say, for Harvin. 2020.
dictates field position. That's how the game's won and lost right there.
So, Steve, if you're Brent Key, you got 3 timeouts.
Yes.
1:26 to go. If Boston College starts running,
Yeah.
you start punching timeouts?
Absolutely. See if you can get a stop here. Use your timeouts, get a stop, force them to punt the ball from, back in the old side of their field and get a return and rock and roll.
Harris in motion. Richard is the running back for Lonergan. Straight drop down the field and offline for Lewis Bond.
Well, by throwing the ball here, which I understand BC's trying to make some hay here before the half. I get it. But now that's like a timeout. So clock stops.
Boston College, by the way, gets the ball to start the second half too.
Right.
So
I think they're just trying to say, hey, we're going to generate some offense here and see if we can get some points before the half and get the daily double coming out of the half.
Going to empty it out. Czazinski, the tight end. Here comes Richard into the backfield. Lonergan to throw. Looks inside. Bond the catch. He's now Boston College's all-time leader in receptions. Lewis Bond, tackled by Gilmore out at the 20-yard line. It's a first down and BC on the hop.
I mean, I'm surprised at Georgia Tech. They brought a 5-man pressure and played man coverage, and Lewis Bond's too good for that.
Lonergan off his back foot will throw it out of bounds. Andre Fuller pressured him there.
Watch, Bond's route. I mean, he presses the DB vertical and just creates separation. But again, it's man coverage. I just don't know if Georgia Tech should be playing man in that situation.
So second down and 10. And Lewis Bond is now past the great Zay Flowers with 201 career receptions to become the Eagles' all-time leader. What a talent this young man has been. Lonergan shoots it up the field. It is caught. That's Harris. He's shoved out of bounds by Rodney Shelley at the 33-yard line.
I really like Reed Harris. His length. Watch on this route right now. He puts his feet in the ground fast, comes out of this route, and he's just got so much good pass, but he's got so much length.
Lonergan again going to throw Czazinski's way, and he got hit hard. And that was Shelley one more time, the corner.
BC pecking their way down the field right now.
Yeah, under a minute to go.
Yeah, I mean, another 30 yards or so to get in field goal range or more. Got plenty of time.
You see the Eagles have been in tight fits at halftime. It's a storyline of a very difficult season so far. They've lost 9 straight. That's Harris through the formation. Lonergan ready. Up in the pocket, down the field. That's Harris. 35-30. Harris with white shirts there, tackled at the 20. They've hit Bond on the cross. Now it's Reed Harris at 6'5" with a 40-yard grab.
I mean, here it is. It's that dig combination route again, hitting him in the middle of the field, beyond the linebacker depth, but no pass rush from Georgia Tech, none.
Lonergan for Czazinski, and he's tackled immediately by Omar Daniels at the 16-yard line.
Georgia Tech has got to generate some pass rush. I know they don't want to play man, probably because of Lewis Bond, but I think they got to find a way to twist the front or something.
Well, a moment ago, Lewis Bond passed Zay Flowers. And here's a message from the Ravens star.
What's up, Boston College fans? I want to shout out my guy, Lewis Bond. I call him Show. He's a special person to me. So for you to get this record, it means a lot. Keep going. I'm proud of you. I'm always here for you. And hopefully you cherish these moments.
Well, Lewis Bond's had a terrific career. Zay Flowers had a terrific career here too, Steve. What
He's
a talent
special
he was.
player. We went down to Florida and recruited him. And I watched him play basketball. And Brian White was recruiting him. And he didn't have a lot of offers. And I saw how quick his feet were. I said, oh my God, Brian, can we get him? And we're like, we got to bring him up Chestnut Hill, and we did. And he was a heck of a player.
Well, he sure was.
Is.
Yeah, and he's having a great career in Baltimore. Playing for John Harbaugh.
Yeah. He's very productive. He's so quick in and out of cuts. It's mind-boggling.
Lewis Bond has broken Flowers' record for career receptions at BC. Harris into the boundary at the right. Bond here to the left side, and we're going to get a penalty on the Eagles. Procedure call here with 35 seconds to go.
False start, offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, it's, you know, Kalen Chudzinski was going to really be a really good player here for Boston College. Young guy, just move just a little.
2nd and 11 after the penalty. Lonergan, end zone shot, just beyond the reach of Reed Harris.
I mean, look how high he can get up. Look at his reach. I mean, you know, you can throw him a 50-50 ball. This is a high pass, but he's going to go up in the air. I mean, look at that. To me, you can throw some fade balls to that guy, and like I said, you know, you got a 50% or better chance of him coming down with the ball. It's worth it.
Daquan White defending for Georgia Tech. So now 3rd down and 11. 31 seconds to go in this first half. Lonergan with pressure coming, hit as he throws. Oh, Harris caught it, and there's a flag thrown. It's 1st and goal. We'll check the marker. It might be a late hit on the quarterback. Jerry Magellanes.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 5. Half the distance to the goal, penalty added to the end of the play, automatic first down.
Clayton Powell-Lee, the penalty.
Yeah, he swipes him with his right arm. It was unintentional. I mean, he really was looking away in the whole bit, and I saw it from up here, but you know, they want to protect quarterback, and that's a hit to the head, so I get it. Well, by the letter of the law, that is a penalty for sure.
So Boston College can try and get the tie here. 26 seconds left. Bill O'Brien's got 1 timeout to go.
Now they're in man coverage again on Lewis Bond. They're going to come with a 5-man pressure here.
10th play of the drive. Lonergan looks right, throws that way to Chudzinski. Touchdown, Boston College. Their longest scoring drive of the season.
Really nice drive by BC, and how about that freshman tight end, Kalen Chudzinski? Nice little route. He's going to be one heck of a player here, and well done by BC. Good drive, good answer, going the length of the field, made a fair amount of big plays. Another look at this touchdown here. Just a really good ball, too. Really good pass. That's good football.
10 plays, 93 yards in 1:04. The big play, the 40-yard catch by Reed Harris. And now all of a sudden a flag down after the extra point from Lombardo. The game is tied at 14. Georgia Tech's got all 3 timeouts and 22 seconds to go here. And Bill O'Brien is hot.
Yeah, it's on BC. He's really upset, no doubt about it. You know, the frustration gets high with these silly penalties and things that are totally avoidable, and it just drives you out of your mind.
The try is good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 78, offense, his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Sule Diavara is the guilty party.
Just unnecessary, and you know, the last thing you want to do is, you know, give Georgia Tech any kind of opportunity with field position here. There's only 22 seconds, but you get a return here and get this thing up over midfield. You never know.
Burr kicking field goals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just completely unnecessary. This is the stuff that wears you down as a head coach or any coach.
Shane Marshall deep to receive with Georgia Tech, and Dalen Gordon, who had a touchdown run earlier this year for the Jackets against Gardner-Webb. 14 all ball game. Knuckleball. Oh, what a catch this is by the tight end Beetham. And he will take it back to the 48-yard line. He took a line shot.
Sure did.
Like he was playing deep in the hole. It's short.
Usually you tell guys, don't do that. Let that go through. It's too hot to handle. But he takes it. A heck of a catch here. And gets vertical with it. And here we go. The ball's on the 48.
Yeah.
Darn near midfield, or 47, whatever it is. You know, this is the problem. Hit one pass play here right now. Next thing you know, you're not far from field goal range.
Ball at the 47-yard line. Boston College has a little bit of zone employed here, Steve. 3 to the field. King, crossing route. This is Canyon trying to turn the corner. Remember, they got 3 timeouts. There is a marker thrown on the play. No. Nope. At the 45-yard line of Boston College, there'll be a timeout taken by Brent Key with 8 seconds left. To get it into Aiden Burr's neighborhood, they probably need 12 more yards, roughly. Remember, he kicked the 58-yarder or 55-yarder to beat Clemson. He's 19 of 21 on the year. The 55-yarder against Clemson, by the way, is tied for the longest field goal in Georgia Tech history. 3 other players have kicked a 55-yarder in Tech history. E.O. Wheeler, Ron Rice, and David Bell all kicked 55-yarders for the Jackets.
Well, you got enough time here to run a pass play.
You got 2 timeouts.
You know, you got 2 timeouts. Yeah, they got enough time. They can hit some sort of in-breaking dig route here and not be in a crisis situation. If they hit a deep ball, whoever catches it has got to think about getting down so they can get that timeout. It's 9 seconds. Typically, a play is going to last around 6.
Snap to King. BC brings forward. King on the crossing route. This is Rivers trying to get out of bounds. He will with 3 seconds left at the 32-yard line, which will make it a 50-yard try for Aiden Burr off the right hash.
Nicely done. Good awareness.
Yep.
Good use of the clock. Take your shot right now on the field goal. Well done. Again, all stemming from not having focus and concentration and creating a penalty by Boston College. Now, hopefully for BC, this doesn't turn into 3 points for Georgia Tech. And obviously for Georgia Tech here, they're trying to hit this long field goal.
49 7/8 yard. Kick from Burr is no good. And we're going to the locker room tied at 14.
A lot of momentum.
Boston College is the team with momentum.
They're running off the field. They're juiced up at home, and they're playing hard. Give them a lot of credit right now. And we got a ball game here, Wes. Brent Key's got to go in at half, and he's got to say, hey, fellas, we got to crank it up right now. We got...
Rock'em Sock'em football here tonight in Chestnut Hill. We welcome you back to our ACC network coverage. 14 all, Georgia Tech and Boston College. Great to be with Steve Adazio, Dana Boyle here in just a moment. We've had some explosives, big plays really both ways, but this has turned into kind of the ball game Bill O'Brien and Brent Key envisioned, I think, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, this is, they're exchanging punches, so to speak, out here right now. Yeah, and you're going to see on the replays here, I mean, Haynes King and handed it off with a big explosive run. And same thing by Boston College, a big powerful runs. Kind of what these teams want to do, then bam, a bubble, and they're in the end zone in space. Another explosive play, and then of course, the short pass to Jasinski for another touchdown before the half.
That's our Is It In You, brought to you by Gatorade. And the ball game tied at 14. And it's an interesting situation. You see the line here. Look at the bottom of the screen. Last 2 possessions of the first half. Boston College, a 93-yard touchdown to tie it. And Georgia Tech missed a 49-yard field goal from Aiden Burr at the horn that would have pushed the lead. Now, BC's going to get the football, and they are tied or leading at the half against a ranked opponent at home for the first time, Steve.
Wow.
Since the original red bandana game against Southern Cal.
Wow. Well, they've got some juice and some momentum going into the locker room. Let's see if they can bring it out for the second half and carry it forward.
And through the end zone on the kick from Burr. Boston College is going to start from his 25. Here's Dana.
Well, Steve, head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Brent Key, echoed those same sentiments. He says Boston College, they have the momentum coming out of the half. He was very upset with the team. He says, we're just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. We need to be the aggressor. And you have to wonder, Stephen West, they sat on that loss week 10 to NC State, had the bye week, didn't come out how Brent Key and the team told us they wanted to come out at the start of the game, which was fast and physical.
Turbo Richard, the running back. 2 tight ends in the set. Lonergan to throw here on first down. Looping it, and it's caught. And knocked to the ground is Jeremiah Franklin, the tight end. It's a first down.
And we're starting the second half the way we finished it, with no pressure on Lonergan. And Lonergan is standing back there, and he's just having a field day throwing the football like it's 7-on-7.
Ball at the 40-yard line. Turbo Richard trying to get the ground game going. Cannot. Jackets rally there. Taj Butler, sophomore, and Jordan Vandenberg, big 99. The owner of a laundromat from South Africa. More from Dana on that in a moment. He makes the play behind the line.
The owner of a laundromat.
I'm just reporting things that Dana has stockpiled on Jordan.
I want to hear Dana
internet,
comment.
so you know it's true.
Yeah, it's on the internet, Adazio.
Okay, all right.
Second and better than 11 here. Again, Lonergan loads, shoots it, caught, Bond. The tackle, is that a catch? It is at the 43. Dana, down to you.
Well, in all seriousness, Wes and Steve, Jordan did tell me this week that he wanted to use his NIL money for good. He said, if I just had all that cash in the bank, I'd probably spend it. And I said, I know what you mean, buddy. I'd do the same thing. I'd go to the mall. But he did say his dad has a businessman who owns laundromats, and so he thought it would be a good investment for his future.
Well,
stand-up guy.
He's buying laundromats, and you're buying purses. That's a little
shoes.
different. And shoes. I don't want to leave
Jackets.
that out. No, can't leave that out. Leave it. Get it all in there.
Third down now. BC to throw again. This is Bond near a first down. And it's going to be right on the 50, and that's a first down. Omar Daniels, a big lick on Lewis Bond. And Bond wants to check out here. Listen to this.
You know, that's a big shot right on his outside of his leg near his knee area, but, you know, or really more on his hip. But he runs those slant routes better than anybody. And when you run those, you're going to get collision, and he sure is getting collision there, no doubt about it.
They reset the mark, so it's 4th and short.
Now they're not going to be under center. They're in the shotgun, which I can't stand, but I'm sure they're going to hand this off here.
Play clock down to 5. They're going to hand it to Richard. He got it and more. Turbo Richard near side to the 20. Richard banged out of bounds at the 15. 36-yard run on 4th and inches. And Omar Daniels is shaken up on the play.
Yeah, he traversed back on the field and made a big run, but there was a tremendous block at the point of attack by Jeremiah Franklin that really was something. And, you know, he ended up bending away from the hole there, but made a big play. But there was some point of attack blocks that were great.
Turbo Richards got 8 carries for 85 yards. And they're out to check on Omar Daniels here, with Boston College now in the red zone. So Daniels, the senior from Moultrie, Georgia, is helped to his feet. And now BC, who's riding a 9-game losing streak. And the Eagles have found ways to unravel at times. Now trying in Bill O'Brien's second campaign to see if they can't break through against the team that controls its destiny for the ACC championship, and for that matter, the college football playoff here in the second half.
So much on the line for Georgia Tech, but BC's having none of that. And Reed Harris and Lewis Bond are really having a night, which is setting up some runs by Turbo Richard and Jordan McDonald. And let's not forget the accuracy by Dylan Lonergan.
Lonergan, play fake, now going to loop it back for Richard, and incomplete. That ball got broken up on the route by Clayton Powell-Lee. Quite frankly, Powell-Lee might have had a crack at picking it.
Yeah, he looked more intent on trying to see if he was going to strike him than pick the ball.
Yeah, another look here, Coach.
Yeah, and you know, he throws it back. Really a good ball, actually. Yeah, I thought, you know, but you know, there's a lot of vision in his face for Turbo.
So McDonald has come in to spell Richard. BC gets in the too tight set again. And they're going to hand to McDonald. Here's Jordan McDonald, and Boston College leads.
The combination block that time by Jude Bowery and Jeremiah Franklin at the point of attack. They wipe down the side of the line.
So almost 3 minutes into this third quarter, Boston College has taken the lead. McDonald on a 15-yard
Watch these two
run.
guys right now in this gap scheme block. Watch them wipe that block out and create that running lane. Really, really well done. Caved the whole side of the defensive line for Georgia Tech.
And Lombardo to make it a touchdown advantage. And it's good. 14 straight for the Eagles. They've had touchdown marches of 93 and 75. And they've got upset on their minds. Well, Saturday night, we're in Boston, not far off the Charles River, here in Chestnut Hill for BC and Georgia Tech. And as we welcome you back to the ACC on ESPN, BC's got a touchdown advantage on the Jackets. And Boston College has posted 2 touchdowns in their last 2 trips offensively to take the lead. And here is Marshall off the 1. And Shane Marshall starts upfield and hits a cutback at the 25. He'll stretch to the 28. And that's where Haynes King gets started. And Steve, one of the more kind of unique first halves for Haynes King. They started throwing the football. As a result, he took an early sack. And it's the first time he's had no rushing yards and a half against a Power 4 team since 2023 at Clemson.
That's got to change right now. Right now, the ball's got to be in his hands. Whether he's throwing shots, running the football, he's got to be able to put his team on his back right now. They've got to go down and score a touchdown.
And here's the give, and this is Jamal Haynes, and he'll pick up at least 4 to the 32 on first down. Boston College got McGowan, the linebacker, and also one of the defensive, Griffin Collins, a true freshman, making the play. So 2nd down and 6 for King and the Jackets. And Hosley has come in the ball game. He's Georgia Tech's leading rusher, and he's got 1 of the 2 Jacket touchdowns. See Rutherford and the tight end Seither move. Snap to King. He'll flip it out. And this is Brett Seither, the tight end, trying to run the edge and gets there. First down for Georgia Tech. Out of bounds at the 41, 42-yard line. TJ Green angled him out of bounds.
Seither is a smooth-looking runner when he has the ball in his hands.
Well, we asked Buster Faulkner this yesterday. The tight end thing is really fascinating. You see the first 4 games, only 5 catches among the tight ends. The last 5, 24, and now over 400 yards. But Steve, they got 4 guys, and they're all unique skill set. And he did admit certain packages, certain guys. Here's a toss. This is Hosley getting it going, and up to the 49. So that'll be a gain of right at about 7. And I think it's a wrinkle offensively that, quite frankly, they don't show very much.
Yeah. No question about it, Wes. You're right. You're absolutely right. They, well, right now, once again, you know, they're running some read plays right now. So Haynes King is still not really, he's handling the ball, but you're not seeing him explode. At some point, we're going to see, there it is right now.
Here he comes. And there's a first down for Haynes King to the 47 of Boston College.
That's their bread and butter, speed sweep, Q counter call. And that's kind of their go-to when they're trying to spring him in the run game. That and the power read play. There's 2 of them that he's excellent at.
And they're in tempo mode here. Quick throw. This is Rivers trying to split some of the pressure, and he'll pick up 2 to the 45 before he got knocked back. Q Hutchins, Quintavious Hutchins, fifth-year senior from Bessemer, Alabama, led the charge for the Eagles.
Yeah, he really quickly peeled off of the rush and pursued down the line on that jailbreak. They've run a bunch of these what we call jailbreaks. That means the offensive lineman release, look for blocks downfield, you try to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage to a receiver. But nothing doing there. He tracked that thing right down.
So off the 45. Now they're going to flip it, and this is Jordan Allen turning the corner, and he'll get to the 39. The speedy freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia, knocked down by Ferris, the corner, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Jackets.
Well, this is two down territory all day long here now. I mean, no doubt about that. So, you know, pick your poison here. To me, run it twice, maybe with Haynes. Obviously, I'd start with Haynes right now, running it, and get the 1st down and keep this alive. Don't make it come down to a 4th down call here.
Canyon in motion. Here goes Haynes King, right side, trying to find a spot. 1st down, inside the 45 to the 44.
I'll be honest with you on that one there. Haynes got a little wide on that play. That thing should start down the right A gap between the center and the right guard. And he got a little wide, and then he realized it, and then all of a sudden he lowered his shoulder and drove to go get that 1st down, which is a nice play by him. But I think he got outside the gap of the play.
When you see him do it at field level, I think Dana can confirm this. Number one, he's bigger than you think he is.
Yeah.
And he's a lot stronger than you think he is, Steve.
And faster.
Well, that part we have found out. Here goes King. He'll slip it on the perimeter, and this is J.T. Byrne, another one of the tight ends. So you've seen Beetham, Seither, and Byrne all with their hand on the football here today. Luke Harpring is the 4th tight end, and he's the guy that led them in catches at NC State 2 weeks ago for Brent Key. 4 of them for 51 yards, and he's the one that might be the most athletic of the 4.
Right. They're just great weapons because they can be mismatches, you know. They can play in the perimeter, they can play in the box, and that's what makes it tough for defenses.
Look at this. He just dropped Byrne into the barrel of the pistol. King will fake it, now take off to the left side, reroute, close to another 1st down at the 25. KP Price got enough of Haynes King. So watch this. Watch Hosley check out, and there goes J.T. Byrne at 265. He's your barrel back in the pistol. He hands it to J.T. Byrne. They're going to stop the presses at the Globe.
Where'd you get the barrel back, man? What's it, the barrel back? I haven't heard that in a long time. Big 3rd down, got to convert, but you got 2 to get it.
And they hand to Hosley. He slips and still gets it. He'll push it to the 23, 1st down. The one thing that has happened with Boston College's 2 touchdowns is a crowd at Alumni Stadium that was kind of shuffling around at times in the 1st half.
Right.
Now is completely engaged.
Oh, yeah, they can feel the energy of their team and realize that, hey, we got an opportunity. We're leading this team, the leader in the ACC, and our guys are juiced up. And on defense, this Boston College defense is playing with passion.
Here's the give, and Jamal Haynes to work, and he got knocked back pretty quick. McGowan, the linebacker, was there. Favor Bate, transfer from Merrimack. Big 41 there.
Yeah, you know, the defensive line for BC stunted. They all stunted. They slanted the front right to the play. They had a perfect call on for that play to stop that run. I think Georgia Tech now, they're moving the ball real well, but to me, in between these plays, once in a while, take a shot. Take a shot here, you know, because you're chewing a lot of clock up. You don't want to come away with no points here.
2nd and 10, King looks to throw. There it is, Canyon the catch at the 18, and McGowan will throw him back. But Canyon got as far, potentially, as the 17, so it's going to be 3rd down and a full 4, Steve, for Brent Key.
Yeah, once again, I keep sounding like a broken record. My mindset would be, you've got 2 downs here to get this. So what do you like right now on 3rd down to get 4 yards, thinking you're going to at least get 2 to 3 on here? Do you want to throw it? You want to sprint them out and throw it? You want to run Haynes on a quarterback run? It's going to be something like that, I would think.
King to throw. Pressure coming. Slips it to Jamal Haynes. He dropped it. Jamal Haynes might have scored.
Well, he took his classic, from the first day you start playing football, see the ball into your hands. He took his eyes off the ball and tried to get his eyes around, turn him upfield, and he lost the ball. This was an easy touchdown. It was a mesh route versus man coverage, wide open.
And Buster Faulkner can't believe it.
I feel you, Buster. I got you. You had a great play call, but players got to make the plays.
35-yard try for Burr. Just inside that. Missed at the close of the half from 49. And Aiden Burr fires it through. So Burr knocks it in from 34. Georgia Tech trails 4 when we continue on ACC Network.
Georgia Tech, Colorado, tie game. King keeping it. First down and more. Touchdown. Georgia Tech comes to Boulder and wins 27-20.
They will line Aiden Burr up to try and win the game. The snap is off. It is on the way. Got it! Georgia Tech wins!
Robbie Ashford trying to win it for Wade. Searching. Intercepted! And Georgia Tech survives.
In short, they've been here before, and they're back in it again tonight. Georgia Tech trailing Boston College 21-17 with about 19.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 7.5 minute drive to get a field goal from Aiden Burr.
A lot of clock. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to get some chunks.
And Burr going to lift this into the end zone. BC will start from his 25. Don't forget, tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, we got volleyball for you on ACC Network. Number 14 Miami, number 7 Louisville. That's a good one. Both teams not only contending for the ACC, but looking to host in the NCAA tournament. Then the action continues. 3 o'clock Eastern, we get you women's basketball. Georgia Tech hosts Jacksonville in Midtown Atlanta. And then at 5 o'clock, IU and Florida State. It's all for you on a Sunday on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Turbo Richard in the ball game. BC off its 25. Dylan Lonergan from Lawrenceville, Georgia, played at Brookwood High School in the Atlanta area. Play fake to Richard. Lonergan wants to take the shot. Harris and Bond. It's Bond at the 45. Midfield, Lewis Bond into Georgia Tech territory at the 43. And a chunk play from the Eagles for 32 on the first snap.
Look at the protection here up front, right? Got all day, clean vision, good throw, and run after catch. Textbook.
And Lewis Bond has broken another Zay Flowers record tonight. This one for single season receptions. And the Eagles are on the march at the 43. Richard trying to get to the edge. He'll break inside the 40 and brought down at the 37, Dana.
Well, what I think is important to note is that when we talked to Bill O'Brien this week, he said Lewis Bond is the type of player that easily could have left Boston College, put his name in the portal. He would have been highly touted. But when I spoke to Lewis this week, he said, Boston College gave me an opportunity to play in college. I didn't have a lot of offers coming out of Power 4. And he said, this is my home. I love this school. I think that's a great representation of what it means to play at Boston College.
Well, that's what it is. Boston College is a special place. It's not just about football here. It's about a great degree. It's about service for others. And what a wonderful place. I'm glad he appreciated that and stayed here because that's what it's all about.
Turbo Richard gets the first down. Eagles are right back on it, Steve.
They sure are. And what's happening is their throw game's opening up their run game. And as I said earlier, and I'll keep saying, Georgia Tech's have to do something to disrupt Lonergan.
He gets Pugh, the wide receiver, here in the slot to the near side. He's a 6-foot freshman. And they put Richard here down to the bottom of your screen. Lonergan looks back that way, and it is caught. That's Jeremiah Franklin, the tight end, just inside the 27. He's a terrific target. 6'3", 244. He's from Walkersville, Maryland. And Bill O'Brien was pretty candid yesterday, I thought, guys, with us, in that he talked about Lewis Bond had a chance. Jeremiah Franklin. There were guys that could have gone elsewhere to play.
Yeah.
And were offered large financial packages to do so and elected to stay. Lonergan going to flip it here to the near side. That's Franklin. Got by the first tackle and will be brought down, but it's another first down. A red zone opportunity here for the Eagles at the 18. Jordan Boyd the stop.
Yeah, this is a really nice screen play. Had a chance to make the tackle. Georgia Tech missed it. Now BC's got an opportunity here in the red zone to try to get a touchdown. So let's see if they're going to attack this by continuing to throw it, or they're going to run it a little bit here.
4-point lead. We're late in the third quarter. BC, who has struggled all year in the red zone, especially in conference play, is 3 for 3 today. Lonergan sets, throws, it's caught. That's Harris at the 10, inside the 5, touchdown. Broke through 2 tackles and scored.
What a great run by Reed Harris. I mean, just a catch and a run, and really, really well done here. They're throwing the ball lights out tonight. And again, it starts with no pass rush by Georgia Tech and great route running and great catching by the Boston College receiving corps. And running through tackles, man. What a nice play right there. That's a strong play.
6 plays, 75 yards, 3:16 the time of the drive. Boston College has 13 snaps and 2 touchdowns here in the second half. And now they've got a 10-point lead, 11-point lead at 28-17. They've not led a game in the second half since Stanford. They're in front 11 now.
The ACC championship game.
And you want more chaos? Well, we welcome you to center stage. There's some chaos right now, Steve.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Boston College an 11-point lead on Georgia Tech. 1:19 to go, third quarter. There'll be no return by Marshall. The Jackets will start from their 25. To Steve's point a moment ago, Boston College has run 13 plays in this second half. They have scored 2 touchdowns. Georgia Tech ran 14 plays and kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
And used almost 8 minutes of the clock. And you see the standings. These are up to date. And remember, Duke is losing to Virginia at home. Miami leading NC State big at Miami Gardens tonight. And now we get a flag and procedure on Georgia Tech. So an unforced error starts the possession.
5-yard penalty.
Georgia Tech has allowed 46 plays of 20 or more yards this year. That's 106 in the FBS rank. Today they've allowed 4 plays of 20 or more. And big plays have been a part of this second half. It's been a part of Boston College's day offensively.
It sure has been. Georgia Tech is going to have to try to flip this script here, and they need to do it now.
Haynes King to his right, out in the flat. This is Rivers, and maybe to the 20. Back to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Ferris, the corner.
You know, you watch body language on the field.
Yep.
One team's got all the juice and mojo, and another team right now looks lethargic.
Second down for King. Wants to cut it loose and overthrows Rivers. Third down. And King took a shot as he cut it loose, I guess. Got knocked to the ground by Q Hutchins.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't disrupt the throw, but he's, you know, I don't even think Haynes fell. That's just a bad throw to me. And now we got a 3rd and 15. That's not where you want to be in this situation. BC is going to pin their ears back, and they're going to come hunting for the quarterback. They'll probably rush 3 here.
Here's King in trouble up in the pocket. He'll slip it, and it's caught. That's Hosley. out of bounds beyond the 45-yard line. No flag on the play. Haynes King and Georgia Tech are alive.
I was worried that he was over the line of scrimmage.
What an acrobatic effort by the Georgia Tech quarterback. Bill O'Brien just shakes his head like, are you kidding me?
His foot was, I think, right at the line of scrimmage, Haynes King, when he released the ball. I mean, good for them. Big play. Got to take a shot right now. Got to take a shot.
And here comes Bill O'Brien was out on the field, and now a flag's been thrown. O'Brien was at the numbers. So the line of scrimmage was the 20, and Bill O'Brien is contesting that King was over the line. Remember, the scrimmage is the 20.
Yeah, it was close. I think his foot was like right on the line here when he throws it. Let's see if I'm right here.
Yeah. Now the crowd is seeing a replay here. O'Brien is really upset about this.
Bill's got to calm down right now. He doesn't want to get another one here.
Jerry Magellanes. And an injured player for Boston College in front of the bench area is also being tended to here. And that's Ferris, the corner. Now the flag was thrown, I think, because Bill O'Brien was on the field. Here's Jerry Magellanes.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, head coach, Boston College, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And here's where Bill O'Brien's upset. He's upset. No flag was thrown. That Haynes King was over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I understand the frustration there, but right now he's winning this football game. We got to go here.
And now whistles blow. There was some sort of early whistle and then a second whistle.
The play. First down. Please reset the game clock.
Bill O'Brien saying he's over the line.
7 seconds on the game clock.
All right, everybody's got to regroup, both sides here.
Here's King handing off, and Hosley fights near a first down. Omar Thornton the stop.
That's a good tackle by Omar. I mean, it was a big gain, but a good tackle.
That'll get us to the end of the third. Georgia Tech trying to battle for the ACC championship and the college football playoff. Trails 11. Well, dramatics at the end of the third. Haynes King on a third down and long play slips a pass to Malachi Hosley, and Boston College and the fan base thought King was over the line. You saw his plant foot behind the 20, had not crossed the 20. Bill O'Brien just saw it on a tablet. Here at the end of the third quarter, start of the fourth, the Jackets in the red zone now, trailing 11 points with a lot on the line, and here goes King. He'll fake the throw, keep it on the ground down to the 10. And that'll be close to another Georgia Tech first down. In fact, I think it'll probably be first and goal here.
It is.
Well, they're going to spot it at the 11. So it'll be first and 10 at the 11 then.
He was just a step away from popping that one.
Sure was. Hosley in motion. King will keep it again. And he will slide to the 8. Tried to fall forward again. Tackle made by Collins, but McGowan, the linebacker, shaken up on the play for Boston College.
He got tracked down. Haynes did on the backside. I thought they didn't seal the backside off properly. They walked him from behind. Otherwise, that might have went in.
Yeah, Owen McGowan, who's had a terrific game tonight at linebacker for the Eagles, shaken up.
Tough guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hard playing guy. Glad to see him walking off the field on his head. You know.
Our visit yesterday with Bill O'Brien, you guys were rolling off all the schools, Catholic Memorial. You guys were in Northeast High School heaven up there rolling off those alma
Catholic
maters.
Memorial's a powerhouse in Massachusetts, man. Heck yeah. Gotta love it. Northeast football. Tough, hard nose.
Yeah. Bryce Steele comes in to replace McGowan. That's an unbelievable story right there, number 8. Diagnosed with cancer, missed all of 2023 with a cancer diagnosis. Here's King on a drop, shoots it to the far side, off the hands, beyond the reach of Hosley. It's 3rd down. Slightly ahead, and it was Camella wearing the McGillis number that was there defending.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that call. You know, and now they're in a critical 3rd down here, and they got to go for a touchdown here, I think. So, you know, they're gonna run whatever they feel like they can probably at least get a strong 5 yards here.
They trail 11. Almost a minute gone in the 4th. The snap to King. With time, end zone throw, incomplete. He was trying to go to Isaiah Canyon. It was defended by Omar Thornton. And here comes Burr.
I think there's a little bit of pass interference here, personally. I mean, he got hit inside out in the back of the end zone here with someone with a...
Another look, Coach.
Yeah, that's a PI. Got away with one there now.
Yeah.
Should be.
Quarterback thought he had the flag, did not. Now Burr will try and add from 26. Aiden Burr rides it through. 28-20, our new score here at Chestnut Hill. Minute 8 gone in the 4th quarter when we continue on ACC Network. Steve, you mentioned a moment ago, surprise no PI called here.
Yeah, I mean, to me right here, you know, no one's going for the ball. They knock the receiver offline. That's an obvious pass interference play. And you see Haynes King calling for it right there. You know, that wasn't real hard, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. You get some, you don't get some.
And now Boston College, who's really dictated the tempo of the ball game, and for that matter, most of the momentum on offense, tees up Georgia Tech again on defense.
Yeah,
the Jackets have got to find a way to respond if they want a chance here. Yeah,
exactly. They've got to change what they're doing on defense. What I mean by that is, you know, maybe a little bit more pressure and play some zone behind it, but not 4-man rush, because that ain't working.
Fair catch called for by the Eagles. Don't forget, one more game coming for you on ACC Network. Off to Tallahassee we'll go for Virginia Tech and Florida State. Noles and Hokies get together at 7:30 tonight, right here on ACC Network, streaming live for you on the ESPN app. Chris Cotter, Max Brown, Kendra Douglas will be there. And look at what BC has done in their last 3 possessions, all touchdowns. And they start from their 25 to the Eagles. And here is McDonald trying to get to the perimeter, and that is Vandenberg. Jordan Vandenberg. It'll be measured for a 2-yard loss. He tackled him back inside the 20, so it'll be 2nd down and 12.
Now the center couldn't handle him, and he penetrated and got in the backfield and made a play. And that's, you know, that's the problem with that wide zone play sometimes. But we're probably in a passing situation for BC right now. Let's see if Georgia Tech can create a rush on the quarterback here.
They bring Bond out of the backfield into a slot here with Reed Harris at the near side. Lonergan looking that way, back across the middle. Chudzinski, a sliding catch, shy of the 35. It'll be 3rd and 1.
There's just no pass rush. You know, they hit Bond on that play in the backfield, trying to get him out of the backfield to get him matched up potentially in a man situation, but they played zone, Georgia Tech, so it didn't matter.
Jordan McDonald into the ball game. He'll be the running back here, the bigger back at 211 pounds on a 3rd and short play.
Well, they're going to hand it off to him. I'd be surprised if they don't.
They hand it to McDonald. He's got the 1st down. Out to the 37. And the clock continuing to move now. Inside 12.5 minutes to go. Brent Key and Georgia Tech trying to stay in control of not only their chances for the ACC championship, but also the college football playoff.
I'd say Georgia Tech's got to make a stand here now.
Lonergan tries to hand back to McDonald, tripped up in the backfield. That was Amari Harvey rather, who got a hand in there, and it was eventually Matthew Alexander that made the stop. So it'll be second down, and Lonergan and BC just happy to let the clock wind.
It's an interesting deal here right now, right? Does BC wind the clock and run the football, or which isn't really successful for them tonight, or do they throw the ball, put them in and hit their great receivers right now?
See, it's been 8 years since the Eagles led a ranked team at home in the fourth quarter. Here's Lonergan back up in the pocket. Ooh, off the hands of Chazinski. Jai Gilmore was right there defensively, and now all of a sudden second down becomes third down and 9, and here comes Kilo Stone, I should say, for Georgia Tech to fortify that defensive front. Cayman Spalding is checked in. Turbo Richard is also coming as the running back here for the Eagles. So everybody squaring up on 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost might be a time to try to squirt a run through here on a 3-man rush. My guess is they're going to rush 3 and play coverage.
They bring 4. Lonergan looks for Chazinski. No, beyond his reach, incomplete. So for the first time in 4 possessions, Georgia Tech's going to force a punt from Boston College.
A little bit of contact there in that route too, but not a great throw. Had a chance here. Created separation, had a real chance. Throws just over his head.
Double returners to wait on the punt of Seamus Florio. Jamal Haynes and Eric Rivers are out there for Georgia Tech. Punt from Florio. Cross the field, and Haynes will signal for the fair catch at the 22-yard line. So, 40-yard punt from Florio. Georgia Tech has had some ball handling trouble. Traylon Maddox had it knocked out. It was recovered by Bryce Steele. And then at the end of the first half, Burr was short on a 49-yarder. And then in this second half, Haynes King had Jamal Haynes wide open, and he couldn't clutch it. But trailing 8 with 11:20 to go.
Every possession right now is on the line for Georgia Tech. They've got to play real efficient football.
And a toss to Hosley at the right side and across the 25. A gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. Boykin makes the stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, he got downhill really fast right there too. That wasn't a lot there. He made 4 yards out of nothing.
You see the 2 field goals after the missed field goal at the end of the first half, and the punt prior to that on a 9-play possession. Toss again. Here goes Malachi Hosley. First down, out to the 34. KP Price the stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think you're going to see this perimeter really well blocked here. If you watch out in front of this toss, you've got 3 good blocks in the perimeter right there. And he's one-on-one with the safety. And KP Price made the tackle, but not before you get a first down.
Haynes King over 300 yards of total offense tonight. Now to throw, pressure coming. King backing up, he's going to sail it out of bounds. So it'll be second down and 10. Griffin Collins, a true freshman, checks into the ball game and immediately applied pressure. Collins is playing for McGowan. That's a look at the freshman there. McGowan, remember, came off the field with an injury. He has come back in at the linebacking spot. But Collins has gotten more reps tonight after posting 3 tackles in games against Clemson and SMU for BC. King, far side throw, and knocked out of bounds on the catch is Hosley. KP Price right there. Talented safety.
Yeah, right now, Buster's sitting there. I wonder what Coach Key has told him here. Are we in that time right now where he's got to go for this on 4th down if he doesn't make it on 3rd here? Those are probably discussed. That's what they're talking about that on the sideline right now. That's the discussion that's going on.
Yep.
What do you want to do, Coach? That's his analytics guy. And they're going to sit here and say, one of the Boyle twins who played for me at Temple. And they're making that decision.
Here's King, across the middle. Eric Rivers the catch. First down at the 45, slides and took a big shot, and Q Hutchins is hurt.
Oh, that doesn't look good right there now.
The defensive end of the Eagles goes down immediately on the stop of Rivers at the 47 of Georgia Tech. So we'll get a timeout. Hutchins shaken up on the play. Rivers and Haynes King convert the 3rd and long. Georgia Tech trails 8 when we continue from Chestnut Hill.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Well, you know there's been chaos in the ACC as we rejoin you from Chestnut Hill. Miami is trying to send a message to the committee. 34-0 in the 4th quarter on NC State. Virginia also, to quote the great Nuke LaLouse, trying to announce their presence with authority. 31-3. Clemson a winner 1 point. Notre Dame a winner today at Pitt. And Georgia Tech is in a full-blown scrap here at Chestnut Hill tonight with Bill O'Brien's Eagles. Trailing 8 here in the 4th as we rejoin you from Alumni Stadium with Steve Adazio, Dana Boyle, Wes Durham, our terrific ACC Network crew. 1st and 10 for King. To his right, throwing down the field, it's caught. Malik Rutherford the catch, belted out of bounds at the Boston College 38-yard line.
That was a throw. He had to thread that over and through. What a throw by Haynes King. That was a big time throw on the move to his right.
He's got his 8th career 300-yard game. King in the pocket, sailing it deep, downfield, caught Rivers. Was he inbounds? Yes. At the 3, 1st and goal.
Yeah, he's inbounds, all right. And I tell you, what a throw, what a catch. That was pretty good coverage now. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty good coverage. Max Tucker. You know, I don't think that's...
1st and goal at the 3 on a play.
Big time play.
That sets him up 1st and goal at the 3 of Boston College.
They got to run Haynes here.
Here goes King into the stack toward the 2 for a yard. Rivers, by the way, 7 catches for 118 yards.
Now, Georgia Tech is, you know, they've got a tough mantra. Team that can run the football. 0 for 2 today. The ball's on the 2-yard line right now. They need to run this ball in. They need to punch this in.
Jamal Haynes the toss, trying to get right side, touchdown. Jamal Haynes into the end zone for his 4th score of the year.
I'll tell you, you know what I'm going to tell you, Wes? Huh? Wes? Go for 2. You know what I love right there, Wes? He's under center.
And the go for Dos is brought to you by Dos Equis.
Yeah, here it is.
Adazio was going to sell the promotion for us, and he didn't.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what right now. Here's what I think right now. Goal for 2. You got it, you know. Oh my gosh, they're in a trick formation right now.
They're 2 of 3 on the year in 2-point conversions.
Oh wow, this is
snap to King. He'll keep it to the right side and will not get in. The broken formation didn't work. And guess who made the hit? Charlie Camella.
Wow.
Wearing the Jay McGillis jersey. He and Chris Maribel.
Very fitting for number 31 to make the play.
So Jamal Haynes gets him to within 2. Now with 7.5 to go, Boston College gets the stop. Upset in sight for the Eagles. Well, Haynes King sitting on the bench. Chris Winkie there, the quarterback's coach. Georgia Tech to within 2, Steve, but the try for 2 a moment ago went fading quickly. And we'll go back and look at it in a moment. Meanwhile, Bill O'Brien's team, and both these schools still have each of their 3 timeouts. And there'll be no return here, so Boston College is going to stop from the 25. Let's go back to the 2-point look here, Steve.
Yeah, they're going to get in one of these funky formations. You know, it's a trickeration type of formation. Hope people don't get lined up right. You got a couple options, but then they're going to turn around and run a jet sweep and run a Q play uphill. Those are uphill blocks, meaning not good leverage blocks. To me, sometimes you want to make 2 yards. You got a great runner at quarterback. Run your bread and butter. Make your 2 yards, whether you run it or whether you sprint out and throw with him with a run-pass option. I'm surprised at that a little bit, but they obviously felt like they liked it during the week and had it down as their first call on a 2-point play. It wasn't something they just decided.
Georgia Tech is over 500 yards of offense today. Boston College, though, who came into the game averaging 323 in ACC play, they're 110 yards over that. They're 431. As they take on 1st and 10 off their 25, go the Eagles, and Lonergan wants to loop it down the field, and it's overthrown for Luke McLaughlin. 2nd down and 10.
Wide open. And once again, you could stand back there and smoke a cigarette. I mean, there's not an ounce of pressure on him right now. He's just letting it rip out there. And that wasn't a very accurate pass, but Georgia Tech's got to do something to get some pressure. I know the liability is you don't want to be in man coverage against these receivers. I get it, but you can't. You're going to be struggling if you try to just bring 4-man rushes.
Franklin, the tight end, in motion. 2nd and 10. Lonergan looking for help here, and it's dropped. And that was McLaughlin again. It'll be 3rd and 10. The 5th-year senior from Hudson, Ohio, has been teed up twice. He's a captain on this football team. And now it is 3rd and 10.
I actually like that call. Just didn't execute it. But
Boston College 4 for 9 on 3rd down.
Okay, now defense, you better have your eyes wrapped around number 11. You better have your and you better have Reed Harris in your sights. Those are the guys right now.
Harris to the top of the screen, Steve. Bond in the slot with Pugh at the bottom. And here's Lonergan looking to throw. This is Turbo Richard. Made the first guy miss, but Richard will be brought down right at the line to make the 34. It's going to be 4th and 1.
I think BC.
Jai Gilmore was there, and they're going to punt this away with Florio.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think Bill's got to punt. You got to punt this ball and feel like you're going to play defense.
Try and draw them off first, Coach.
Yeah. I think, Wes, you're right. You know, that could be a thing. But right now they're just going to punt it. They maybe could have tried that. 4th and 4 is the ways to go.
Eric Rivers is deep. He stands at the 25 waiting on the Florio punt. Snap back. Florio got it away. Rivers. It's a short punt and it backs up. Georgia Tech's got to get out of the way. BC will down it, but Georgia Tech's got the ball at its 46.
Oh boy.
Just a 22-yard punt by Seamus Florio. Transfer from Yale. Georgia Tech trying to do something they haven't done in better than 2 years. A 4th quarter double-digit comeback. They beat North Carolina.
Well, this is Haynes King now. Here we go, right, Wes? It's your dude now. This is your Heisman hopeful. Here we go. You got the stage right now. It's not been a game that's gone their way today. BC's played great today, but you got a chance to right the wrongs here.
Here's the give. This is Jordan Allen turning the corner. Here goes Allen down the near sideline, and Georgia Tech leads. 54 yards, and the speedster, just a freshman, puts the Jackets in front with 6:14 to go. Georgia Tech going to go for 2 here. Oh no, Burr's going to line up to kick the extra point.
Yeah, no,
here's the broken formation.
That's the broken formation. What are the numbers? Mess with the block team. That's all that is.
And Burr knocks home the point to make it a 5-point lead. Another look at Jordan Allen. They've tried to get it in his hands a couple times today, Steve.
Yeah. what you're gonna see here is, again, tremendous blocking in the perimeter. Haynes King's reading the defensive end. If he runs out, he's gonna run it himself. If he doesn't, he's gonna hand it off. But it's the blocking in the perimeter with great speed. Excuse me. That made it happen. Luke Hartbring made the block. I'm just still choking right now. Holy cow, so my saliva's going down my throat. We got an exciting deal here, man. Sorry, everybody, for that. Couldn't grasp my words. Wow, that happened fast.
53 yards, 54 officially for Jordan Allen. Heck of a way to get your first career touchdown.
You think? With it all in line. But you know what? Wes, what you were saying earlier, they got to come out and play some what?
Defense.
Defense, Georgia Tech.
There'll be no return here. So the touchdown by the Jackets. And now we get you set for Virginia Tech, Florida State. That'll follow us. ACC Huddle final score after that. Seminoles and Hokies. And we'll challenge Cotter and Max Brown and Kendra Douglas to match the dramatics we've seen here.
And it's not over yet, Wes. Not over. 6 minutes left to play here. And Boston College, I promise you, there's no quit. They're going to fight right now.
Here is Lonergan to throw. To his right, downfield. Oh, Bond couldn't hang on. And Toby was right, or no, Gilmore, 14 right there in coverage.
That was a great play by Gilmore. I mean, he punches this thing out. This is a good throw. There's nothing wrong with this throw. Watch this defense play. Look at him getting his hand in there. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good defense. Yep. Those good throw. Both offense, defense working it right here. Got a second and long. Obviously, it's an obvious throwing situation here. Let's watch the pass rush here. Let's watch the Georgia Tech pass rush, because the offensive line from BC has done a tremendous job tonight.
Lonergan to his left. Trouble. Sacked. They get there. And it's Stone. Akilo Stone with the sack. It's his 4th of the year. He led Georgia Tech coming in, Steve, with 3, and he gets the first one.
Well, I hope everybody had their eyes focused on it, because there it was. We get a pressure. He beats the right guard here, and you know, Logan Taylor and Bill's saying, man, oh man, we've been protecting all night long. That's not been a problem. Now all of a sudden that's going to happen. Well, here we go. 3rd down and 20.
Lonergan up in the pocket, down the seam for Franklin, who makes the catch. What a catch by Jeremiah Franklin. BC's alive at the 46. Rodney Shelley was right there. 30-yard strike.
Just run a vertical route, and what a catch, what a throw, what a catch. Lonergan stepped right up in the pocket and ripped it, and what a catch Franklin made.
Lonergan now 327 yards on 24 of 37.
That was a critical play there, huh? You don't see those convert very often.
Again, a drop. Crossing route. Bond, the catch. Flipped over, but a BC first down at the 42 of Georgia Tech. Rodney Shelley, another tackle from the Yellow Jacket secondary. Clock inside 4.5 to go. Three receivers to the top of your screen here in a moment. Tight end to the bottom is Franklin. They're going to hand it to Richard, and he races into the secondary. Turbo Richard is going to get BC the lead back. With 4:09 to go, the Eagles have answered.
I'll tell you what happened on that last play now. They stunted the front, Georgia Tech, and the backside edge just didn't come all the way underneath. They opened up a gap, and he hit the gap with speed.
Logan Taylor is the injured player out of the offensive line for BC. Bill O'Brien's team wants to go for 2 here, but they'll tend to the very talented guard from Canada, who is down back at the near the line of scrimmage at the 41. It's a 43-yard run by Richard. He's got 141 yards on 10 carries tonight. And his second touchdown has put Boston College back in front. And unfortunately, they're bringing the cart for Logan Taylor. But not him. They had the cart, 7/8 out there, and he's not having the cart, Steve. Not that guy.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. He got his ankle. Oh boy. Oh man. He got his ankle rolled on and his knee bent backwards. I mean, he bounced right up. Look at him walking off. That's a tough guy right there now.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good at all.
BC's gone for 2 once this year. They missed it. Dos Equis brings you our go for Dos, and a chance to push the lead back to 3 points. Lonergan empties the backfield.
Now they got one-on-one with Louis Bond.
He's looking left for Bond. Throws back corner. Trzynski, did he hold on? No, did not. Incomplete. So it's a 1-point game. 34-33, 4:09 to go. Everybody's got their pocket full of timeouts. Oh yeah.
What a play on defense. They got up and tipped that ball.
Clayton Powell-Lee.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this. You talk about a game inches. Look at the inches right there. He doesn't tip that ball. That's a catch.
Yep.
That's a catch. But you're still in a situation right now where Georgia Tech's got 4 minutes. But they got to go down and get points. And BC's got to play defense here. This game is back and forth, man. These are the games that are exciting, but boy, as a coach, they age you.
5 plays, 75 yards to answer in 2:05. Turbo Richard, the last 43. Goodness. So they'll kick it away here. Lombardo will fire it away. And Marshall will let that hit. And now our experts at work, brought to you by Principal. Steve, how about Boston College and just big plays here? This one to Franklin is the one that if they win this tonight, they'll talk about this one a long time.
Yeah, that's improbable on that down and distance. Great play. And then Georgia Tech gets out of the gap here. I don't know why. And Turbo makes them pay with his speed.
So Haynes King and Georgia Tech will start from its 25. He's making his 33rd start tonight. 24 of 31, 346 and a score. You see the last 2 drives, and King wants to throw on first down. He's going to take a deep shot, and this is Rivers. He can't haul it in.
He's wide open, too.
Yep, he had spun Carter Davis around.
Those deep crossers off of play action are deadly. And you're right, he spun him around and created separation, but the ball was just out of reach. If that was a good ball, that's a touchdown.
Eric Rivers, who's had a terrific night for Georgia Tech. 7 catches on 9 targets for 119 yards.
Sometimes, you take your shots, but, you don't want to get off too far off down in distance now, right? Now it's 2nd and 10. So,
Pistol set, play fake to Hosley. King going to throw again. Haynes thought about it, now shoots it to Malachi. He clutches it and digs out about 8 yards toward the 33 before Camella makes the stop. Trying to fire another one, weren't they?
Yeah, this is a hard play action right here, and they.
3rd and 2.
BC did a good job dropping in coverage, so he hit the check down. That's what he should do, and the check down got about 8.5 yards.
Yep.
But now, you got 2 downs to get 3 yards, I guess.
Here's King. He's going to keep it. That's a first down and more. And boy, covers up the football. Took a big lick at the 40. Falls forward to the 42. 3:20 and a moving clock on the Carter Davis hit.
Yeah. These safeties from Boston College will strike you. Now Boston College showed a nickel fire here from the field, bringing that overhang. And they're going to roll the coverage. You can see it rolling. He's coming.
There's the toss. On the perimeter goes Hosley. McGowan tries to wrap him up. He'll fall forward toward the 49. Inside 3 minutes now to go. 7-yard play there, Coach. McGowan shaking up again.
Yeah, he looks like he's got an ankle issue here. It's a hard loss for BC if he's got to come out of this game.
So the injured player, Hosley, by the way, 13 carries, 100 yards. Brent Key wants his team together here to communicate. And he's talking to Jerry Magallanes, I believe.
Yeah, he's probably trying to, he's saying, are they, you know, faking an injury, trying to rest their defense? I'm guessing that's what he's saying. I don't know. Either that or they've got a special they're going to run and he want to remind them what the special is. Could be that too. I don't know.
2:38 to go. This ball game's gone back and forth.
It sure is.
And for a 1-9 team, Bill O'Brien said these guys haven't quit. They show up every day. They get their work done. He's enjoyed coaching this team. You don't hear that said much about teams that are 1-9. And you can see why, Steve, the way they've laid it on the line today.
You sure? He's done a great job of rallying this team and staying with a great mentality and an edge to them. That's a credit to Bill and his staff and to these players.
Dean Patterson, the wide receiver to the top. That's Canyon in motion. King, another toss. This is Hosley on the run again. And he gets to the edge, got knocked out of bounds by Thornton.
Now, pretty soon they're going to be in field goal range, right?
Yeah. And timeouts will be
2:15 left on the clock.
First down and 10 after the run by Hosley. And they can just they're going to let this go to the 2-minute timeout. Nope, they're going to snap it and hand it to Hosley, left side. Malachi got a couple of yards inside the 45 to the 44, and that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. Bryce Steele, the tackle. 1:56 to go at Chestnut Hill. Boston College 34, Georgia Tech 33. Championship game hopes and college football playoff berths on the line next. .156 to go. Number 16, Georgia Tech, controlling their own destiny for the ACC championship, trying to stay alive in the college football playoff. Second down and 7. Trailing by a point, 34-33. There's the toss. This is Allen trying to turn the corner. Look at the speedster, the freshman, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line of Boston College. Maribel makes the stop again.
Man,
and now all of a sudden Jordan Allen has turned this game upside down.
Wes, he's fast.
Yeah, he is.
That's real speed right there. I mean, I was watching it saying, wow. Shot out of a cannon. Then he had a one cut on there, a subtle cut, and got vertical on it.
So first down and 10. Boston College got all 3 timeouts. And here goes that's Haynes inside the 25 to the 24, the tackle for Price.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle by Price. Gets him around his ankles, because if he doesn't, it's gone.
Boston College took the timeout. First of their 3. And a look at what's on the line tonight for Georgia Tech. A 9th win would give them their 10th 9-1 start in school history, their first 9-win season in 9 years, and give them 6 ACC wins, their most since 2014. Now, if they beat BC tonight and Pitt next Saturday, they're a lock for Uptown Charlotte in the ACC championship game.
You just heaped a lot of stress on Brent Key right now, Wes. That's what's going. I mean, that stuff's rolling now. I mean, that's real. You know, that's what they call pressure. BC right now has got to make a stand on defense.
Georgia Tech, Steve told you, they've been fighting it defensively tonight.
Yeah.
But they've got 600 yards of offense.
Wow.
610.
Here's the strategy, Wes. Strategy a little bit right now is Brent Key saying maybe we can grind this clock down and score, right? You know, I'd be afraid to have BC have the ball again.
Here's King Haynes King first down to the 15. And another Bill O'Brien timeout with 1:20 to go. Thornton the stop on King, the quarterback, who you rarely see talk back to the opponent, but that time he made a comment back to Omar Thornton, you saw, as he was backing away from the tackle.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
There you go. How about this? Thornton and Haynes King mixing it up.
Those are two dudes right there. Those dudes are squaring up with each other saying, you know, hey, you ain't tackling me. I got some moves too. Those are competitors right there. That's not like that cheap talk. You know what I mean? That's competitor talk right there. There's a difference now. There's a difference. Look at Haynes King.
What a night. When you look for King, he's 26 of 34, Steve, for 371 yards passing.
Wow.
Yeah, and now he's added 44 yards of rushing. So BC, who wanted to take away quarterback run and make him beat them with his arm, you tell me.
I think it puts him in great position to go to New York City. Now, he's got to win this game. He's got to close this out. And I tell you, BC is playing her tail off here tonight now. I just got to tell you that. These are two teams fighting each other. I love it.
Here's King. They're just going to run it again. He'll read it to the right side. Down he goes. Bill O'Brien burns his last timeout. So BC's out of timeouts with 1:14 to go. It'll be a second down snap for Georgia Tech.
I think you're running the ball here.
Why wouldn't you? Until you have to kick the field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to run the ball here. And then on third down, I think you're going to throw the ball, you know, and try to get the first down.
Aiden Burr, game tying or go ahead field goal.
You could sprint out past Haynes too. He's, you know, you don't mind putting it on his shoulders right now.
Burr late in the first half from 49 yards.
Now the other question here you got to ask is, where does he like kicking from? What hash? And right now there's a conversation probably going on here. Are we okay on the right hash, or do we have to call a play and get the? If we're going to run it now, do we have to run it and get the ball in the middle of the field? Which could be. These kickers all like their little deals. Who likes one hash, the other hash, well, whatever. That's all been discussed in those seconds right there.
Second down and 7 is the down and distance combination. Haynes King, by the way, has now moved into third place all time on Georgia Tech's total offense list.
Now they're in empty here right now, so is someone going to come back in the backfield? And then is Haynes King going to run the ball? He's running it.
They're going to fake the pass or the handoff, and there goes King. It was Rivers who was in motion, and Haynes King just keeps rolling, and now Georgia Tech can take this down once the play clock starts. They're going to get this down around 30 seconds or so.
It's interesting here right now. So are you saying right now that you're going to put this down to your kicker to essentially kick an extra point?
I think on third down you're going to run it, and then you're going to see if you get the first down.
100%. You're going to run it here 100%. Probably yep. Haynes King, and see if you can score a touchdown. Take care of the football. Do not be loose with the football here right now. You don't want any exchanges. That would be my guess.
There's the timeout for Brent Key. That's his first with 29 seconds to go. Some kind of ball game, huh?
Some kind of game. But credit BC. BC, both teams.
Absolutely.
I mean,
but BC has been, to Bill O'Brien's point, we said this a moment ago, 1-9, not a lot of highlights, a lot of disappointment, a lot of bumps in the road, tough days in the office, tough days at practice, right?
Uh-huh.
But he re-emphasized to us twice yesterday, I enjoy coaching this team. I'm proud of these guys. They're a part of what we're building.
Yeah.
And you can see why.
It's a credit to the character of the team.
They put it on the line for him tonight.
And I got to tell you, it's something that, I experienced here. These kids, they keep fighting. High character, keep fighting. And that's what they're doing right now. They got their backs against the wall a little bit here right now, but I'll tell you what, give them all the credit in the world. See how this isn't over yet.
BC cannot stop the clock again. Third down and 2. Ball at the 7-yard line of the Eagles.
I'm sure they're going to run Haynes King here. Take care of the football. Take care of the football.
Haynes King inside the 5, and
take
down
care of the football.
And they'll measure it to just outside the 5. And Brent Key's going to watch this clock wind all the way down. And there's the timeout with 12 seconds left.
I don't understand that.
Well, hang on a second.
What just happened there?
I don't. Did he call the time?
Georgia Tech, their second timeout of the half, 30-second timeout.
But it's.
Please reset the game clock to 14 seconds.
It's fourth down.
14 seconds. Thank you.
I think for a moment, did he think they had first down?
I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he didn't let that clock run all the way down and kick it. If it's one strategy or the other, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but at this point now, with 14 seconds,
there's some conversation with Jerry Magdalenas here. And I don't know if it has to do with whether or not the ball reached the 5, because that might have been in the neighborhood of a first down. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably right there, but I mean, if his mindset is we're gonna kick it and end it, then bring it all the way down. There's a powwow going on out there. No, I mean, it's.
And here comes Aiden Burr. One of 2 Georgia Tech kickers with multiple walk-offs. The other, the youngster with the educated toe, Scott Sisson.
And the ball's on the left hash right now, not in the center of the field.
So Aiden Burr with 14 seconds left.
BC's going to go for the block here now.
Snap, spot. The kick is good.
Not to beat a dead horse, but there's 11 seconds left on the clock that didn't need to be there.
So Aiden Burr kicks a 23-yard field goal.
Wow. What a drive by Georgia Tech.
13 plays, 69 yards, and 3:58, Steve.
Yeah, unbelievable. But Wes, I'm still on my heels with this right now, with the timeout. Game isn't over.
Nope.
Now, is he going to kick this out of the end zone?
It's a good question. We're getting ready to find out.
We're getting ready to find out.
Yep.
And then you probably got 2 plays left by Boston College based on what happens on this.
And Georgia Tech, a double-digit comeback to take the lead with 11 seconds to go.
You hope you have a guy that can put this right out of the end zone right now.
So here's Aiden Burr. And he hangs it high. There'll be no return. BC will play from its 25. And let's go back to the start of this fourth quarter. Haynes King on the toss, the touchdown run. Jamal Haynes went a yard, and then Jordan Allen, my goodness. Showed him his taillights twice in this fourth quarter. Turbo Richard, though, gave Boston College the lead again. And moments ago, Aiden Burr from 23 yards.
Well, now Georgia Tech has got to get back. And they got to create some pass rush here. They can't give him all day to throw the football here because he's got some receivers that can make plays.
Lonergan up in the pocket, down the field. That's caught by Bond at the 50. 4 seconds. Now they'll start it, snap it, and there'll be a spike, and there is with 2. How about that? And Lonergan can throw it in the end zone. He's got that kind of talent.
Oh yeah, they can throw it. They're going to throw it to the end zone right now. And again, all because they didn't drain the clock on the field goal, which was easy to do. That was not a problem. I mean, now they got to hope that listen. Look for Reed Harris right now.
Substitution defense, more than 11 players.
What?
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So illegal substitution.
Please reset the game clock to 4 seconds.
So 4 seconds on the clock. And the ball will be at the 46 of Georgia Tech.
Wow.
And much like in Boulder at the end of the first game of the year for Georgia Tech, Colorado threw into the end zone. Boston College is probably going to throw into the end zone here.
I would think so. And Reed Harris at 6'5", 217 pounds. Watch for Reed Harris going up to make a play.
They got V.J. Wilkins, who can run here at the near side. Reed Harris, Lewis Bond, and Chudzinski at the top of your screen.
They may try to take a one-on-one shot down here to the single receiver.
Yep. Wilkins has 4 catches all year long at the bottom of your screen. He's a transfer from Campbell. Georgia Tech's got 4 on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they'd rush 3 and drop 8.
And now Brent Key a timeout. He'll use his last one here. Boston College. And of course, you want to go back? I'll take you 40 years back. How about this, Steve?
I've seen this a few times.
Hale Flutie. Phelan.
There
Touchdown.
No doubt about it. It happens.
It
and
does.
it has happened. And that's why you don't leave that time left on the clock for these types of rare occurrences where they were able to take a 40-yard shot down the field, and then you have a substitution penalty, so you give up another 5-yard and add 2 seconds, which might not be a factor. But I mean, wow.
Yep.
Wow. Now you got to have some guys, and I'm going to say it one more time. Watch number 4, Reed Harris, now with his height.
Now they bring Turbo Richard in, and they're going to put Wilkins. We're keeping an eye on 21 is Wilkins, 2 is Richard. They're going to put, that's Reed Harris. That's the 6'5" sophomore from Montana. He and Wilkins will go to the far side. Chudzinski and Bond here to the near side.
Yeah, I think this is all by design. I think they're going to throw the ball to Reed Harris.
Here's Lonergan dancing to his right. Now going to set. He'll sail it down the field. It's short of the end zone, and it is incomplete. And the ball game is over. There are no flags, and Georgia Tech's dream of appearing in the ACC championship is alive. A double-digit fourth-quarter comeback by Brent Key and the Jackets. Bill O'Brien, Brent Key, old friends, and a tough, hard-fought ball game that we thought we would get. We got all that and then more, and then much more. Dana, yours.
Coach Key, what did we just witness?
We won the game. We got a lot of work to continue to do, but we got to win, and happy about that.
What does the double-digit comeback by this group say about their identity?
Well, it says we don't need to be getting in double-digit deficits, but I mean, a lot of things out there we shouldn't allow that to happen. But we did, credit to them, and we were able to stay the course and stay together and come back.
How do you describe the play of your quarterback, Haynes King, tonight?
He wants the ball regardless, and he's special. He is special.
All right, congratulations on the win. You can smile. You did win.
Go Jackets.
There we go.
Dana, thank you. 628 yards for Georgia Tech. They gave up 537 tonight.
Wow.
Haynes King finishes with 371 yards, a touchdown, and 53 yards of rushing. In dramatic fashion, Georgia Tech beats Boston College 36-34. They're 9-1 and 6-1 in the ACC. And boy, you talk about a great old big football game next Saturday in Midtown Atlanta.